Hi, nobody. Um, I'm taking advantage of the middle of the night Wednesday, no one being around crowd to do one of these pop up movie watch alongs, as my buddy Echo Cero calls them. I thought tonight we'd do Timecop. I have a Timecop banner above me here. I don't feel like messing with the camera. You'll see it in other things around my channel. But when people see it, they always ask about it and they ask, like, is that your jam? Are you a big time cop dude? And even though I am currently dressed as a time cop because that used to be a former job of mine, um, I Van Damme in general is just right? Um, he's a weird dude. He's interesting, but like he hogs up the entire movie. The way some people chew up scenery. Hey, Sean, how you doing, buddy? I knew somebody'd stop in. Sean's a night owl like myself. Um, Anyways, like I was saying, Van Damme is uh, his personality is so much bigger than any movie he's in. Just like Seagal, just like I don't know, a lot of these big time action stars who, like, I should say, second tier action stars. So Dolph Lundgren and Jeff Speakman. Where my speak heads at? Um, but yeah, there's all these second tier, even Chuck Norris. They're dudes who they're a brand, and then the movies they make are just they're knockoffs of things that other people have already done, and they're like, well, I guess we'll just have Chuck Norris fight Michael Myers, or we'll have Jean-Claude Van Damme, go to the future or whatever. Um, but I thought we'd get Time Cop going now early instead of the usual messing around. I've been on for a whopping 2 minutes. Let's get started. Geesh. Time Cop is currently free on Tubi. Um, I think I found it. Oh, it's apparently sponsored by Shout Factory TV. So if you use that site as well, you can just watch it there. So two places to watch Time Cop. I think it's on Amazon Prime, but maybe you have to buy it. Yeah. So I'm gonna watch it on Tubi. I've already got it queued up at the 0 second mark. Um, Actually, you know what? Let me. I had a master plan to have y'all's chat on the side here, so I can keep up with any something or other. Let me open this. That. Let's watch Don learn computers. This is fun. Let's restart this. Is this telling everybody, hey, Don live? Yes, it is. All right, good. Okay, so let's open that. Boy, look at me. This is content right here. You guys are lucky. All right, put this over to the side. Mute myself. No one wants to hear me. Well, that's actually the whole point of this. Let's open this. Yeah, so anyways, the first one of these watch alongs I did the other night was The Flash. I did just out of nowhere. I felt like watching one, and I'd never seen that movie before. So I did the whole reaction watch along thing that these kids love so much, I tell you. So I thought about watching Gremlins last night, but with Christmas and Halloween coming up, there's going to be so many opportunities for us to watch Gremlins together. So I decided that I would watch this Time Cop because we're going to get bombarded. Hey, see, there's Katie, there's Echo. Yeah, this is why I need to get this chat thing going. Let me get this figured out. Let me stop my rambling and I can go back to rambling. There's so much rambling ahead, guys. Just hang in there. Let's do that. Where are you at? Oh, there we go. Come on, you. Watch as Don fights with Windows. There it is. There it is. Yeah. Boom. Get you over there. We got Katie. We got Nanette and Jack's witching hours. Hi, Nanette. Hey, how you doing? Let's see. May Ann. Look at all these. We got all these newly freshly crowned moderators in the hizzy. You guys make it really rough to do these surprise pop-up movie watch-alongs, being such good friends. Why is this movie? Oh wow! Look at Kal-El. Kal-El, because you know what's up. That's why. Oh, Kyle, we got Katie. Oh yeah, you can see. Yeah, this is beautiful. I got people. I'll start for a second here. So I got water. Same as last time, kids. We're gonna go water and 3 beers. Except this time I only got 1 Hoegaarden, and I got 2 of these strawberry magics. So I know that sounds like a strip club, but they're pretty good. They're a little sour, so I got some flavored water to cut it with if need be. If I start getting pucker mouth and I can't talk about JCVD the way I want here. Anyway, so once again, I'm going to watch this for free on Tubi. It's also for free on Shout Factory TV. The replay, I'll try to get a link in there, but these pop-up things, they're, fly by the seat of your pants, dog. Nan, is Jack with us? I hope. Jack's probably a big fan of Timecop. I can hear him growling right now. Let's see here. This goes. This one we're flying alone, Cal. Right now I'm trying to master the YouTube app. I've already messed with the what's it called? StreamYard, Duckhead, whatever it's called, StreamYard. But that's more for big groups. So I kind of wanted to master the YouTube one and then work out to StreamYard, and then maybe we'll start cross streaming to Twitch and or Instagram Live. But big plans, but you got to walk before you crawl or something. So let's go ahead and I'm going to start Timecop. If anybody else is watching along, I'm at the 0.0 mark right now. So buckle up. Shut up in the background. There we go. Nightbot is doing great. We're more in love than ever. Oh, you guys, man, I want True Romance back. You can have the robot, but bring my movie back. I don't know, Cal. Can you be trusted with a wrench? What kind of devious super villain antics can you get up to? Ooh, Largo Entertainment, Montego, baby. Why don't we go to watch Timecop at 1:20 in the morning, Wisconsin time? Mia Sarah. She's most known as Ferris Bueller's girlfriend, but she was also in Legend with Tom Cruise. She's got the same problem that the wife in The Flash had. Saint Flash Mom, as Professor Macabro, or currently Mechabro, refers to him or her. It's the idea that there's there's a Mary Sue out there. I don't like that. I think women are allowed to be super competent too, but I don't like the idea that they make some women, like usually the wife of the hero, just over ridiculously likable. She has zero flaws. She's a perfect woman. So that way, when something bad happens to her and she becomes the damsel in distress, you're like, oh no, not her. She's awesome. So 2:31 there. All right, so 1:30 start here. Nice. Why is this just? Oh yeah, I should probably make sure I got captions up there. No, we got here English. Por favor, gracias. Why you? Wow, damn, Tubi. I didn't know you were going to take me to this whole secondary screen where you make me choose a font size for my captions. This got out of hand quick. All right, we're back on rolling now at 2:10. Sorry, Tubi derailed me there. I didn't know I was going to get caught in bureaucracy. I was just trying to get captions. Hold on, what did that say? Let me go back 30 seconds. I saw a name that I must have misread. How's everybody doing tonight in the chat? Is everybody living large? I got 6 people here at a surprise pop-up watch along of a movie that most people laugh at. Mayanne got one of the first wrenches, Cal. That was one of the first wrenches I dished out. Katie, Mayanne, and then everybody else went through a severe vetting process. Peter Hyams. Music concludes. Okay. Horse whinnying. Ocean Chick Karen. Hey, there she is. Hi. Oh, it starts off Civil War time. This is great cinematography. That's one of the things I remember about this is good budget Van Damme. Van Damme, like Seagal and all the other like second tier action stars, if they have money, they're all right. But when they have like shot on video, first time director who's willing to pay their cheap, rate. But here, this looks great. Good color palette. So, anyways, if you're unfamiliar with time copping, it seems hard to believe, but it's an incredibly complex process. They're cops that go back in time. Spoiler alert. Okay. Look at these period piece mustaches. You boys are nailing it. Kudos to your facial hairs, gentlemen. So we're in Civil War times. We got like a cowboy gold thief guy and some rebels, some dirty rebs. Let's see here. Oh, that's right. I got this mic. So this is good cowboy stuff because we need to be traveling in time. Oh no, and he's got futuristic guns. That's how you know some shenanigans are going on. Why would you have laser sighting in 1864 or whatever? Foreboding music plays. I don't pay attention to captions that much. I don't like them. I know a lot of people love captions. I usually only have them on like on second or third watchings because I like to hear all of the sound design. I like the score, all of that, right? And then when I'm looking at the screen, I don't like to be bothered by being distracted by the images I'm looking at. Like theoretically, I should be able to follow the entire movie without reading any dialogue. So sometimes when I'm watching movies again, for the second time or whatever, I'll go with captions just because it's like you want to hear little lines of dialogue. I had to watch Snatch like one time without captions, and then every other time since has been with captions because like, what the hell did they say? Ooh, we got shadowy government roundtable. So they're up to no good. Oh, we got disheveled congressman guy. I love stereotypes in movies, except these are real life stereotypes. There's a fake Obama. Ron Silver. Ron Silver's got resting jerk face. So he's I don't know if he's ever been a good guy in a movie. He just sort of I think well, I guess he was like Dr. Frankenstein in Silent Rage, but every other time I'm imagining what he's been in, he's always a villain. He has just that as soon as you see him, you know he's going to be trouble. For those of you any interested in jumping on, I'm in Tubi at the 6-minute mark exactly. So now they're talking about the time copying stuff. This is I feel like in the same category with Minority Report, and it's also in the Runaway with Tom Selleck. These movies where it's like they know in the future there's going to be problems we don't have now, so we have to figure out some way to correct it. Yeah, and Annette, I think you're in the majority. I think most people watch movies with captions. Like from what I hear, people like it because it's just so hard to hear, and sometimes people have babies and stuff, and they can't turn the volume up. So, you know. So yeah, this is all just government dudes sitting around talking. They've even got Secret Service agents there. I don't think that's how secret meetings work. If you have 15 people in a room, it doesn't. You can't really have a conspiracy. Somebody somewhere's taking notes. Thank you, Karen. It's a same thing the other way. I explained it the other night. The TV's here, and then the same reverse angle is the same thing. So I don't know. I've one of these days I'm gonna have to do a sit down and talk about my collection episode. But right now we've got people throughout the timeline of history that need to be arrested for their various crimes. Ooh, Echo, if words make your head hurt, this is the wrong stream for you. I'd be wording it up. Sean's back. That was a good stream, Karen. That was cool. I like that, just sitting down and talking with the folks. Yes, Nanette, you can ask me anything. And Jack can ask me anything twice. Oh, there she is. Saint Flash Mob, Saint Mia Sarah. She's yeah, just the perfect wife. All these action heroes have to have that, except for Commando, whose perfect wife died and he's taking care of perfect daughter, you know. It makes the revenge aspect of the plot have a little more, you know, little power to that engine, baby. Well, good. I'll be trying to join them every now and then, Karen. Cheetah. Ron Silver does make a great heavy. You feel me? You get it. He has that look about him. Like as soon as you see him, you're like, oh, this dick's gonna be trouble. Like if I went to the doctor and my doctor was Ron Silver, I would deal with him once and then never go back. I was like, I'm getting a new general practitioner. I can't deal with Ron Silver's face. How many movies do you have, if you know? I don't know. About 5 years ago, I started counting and I got somewhere over 2000 or around 2000. And I was like, what am I trying to prove here? Like, I'm just getting a number to like measure my junk or something. So after I always got sick of doing it. So if I had to guess, between everything on the bottom here is VHS, and that wraps all the way around the bottom. So between DVD, Blu-ray, and VHS, 4,000 maybe. I don't know. It's 5,000, sure. 155,000. It's the biggest, hugest movie collection in America. Oh, there's Brian Knobs. There's the Nasty Boys. Those are good villains. Jean-Claude's got like a ducktail comb in his hair, like they had in Grease. It's a good look. Mia Sarah just being adorable. I think that's been her professional career. She's like a second tier Phoebe Cates. It's like, get me someone adorable stat. It's like, well, Phoebe's busy, but oh man, dude with a blue parrot just came up and started talking to his woman. That's the type of thing you're like, hey, buddy, shut it down. He did. He just gave him like a couple bucks and said, get out of here. That's all right. Fair enough. Once again, malls. For some reason, I've been watching a lot of 80s movies lately. Like every movie from 1990, like, well, from like 1976 to 1992 has a mall in it. It's like people love malls. It makes people feel good. Put it in there. Big old Victorian house. And we're how far in? And we've got Jean-Claude's ass. We're 11:10 in, and we've got a JC Van Ass. Damn, dude. All right. He has ample buttocks. They're like they. It's hard to tell if it's his butt or her boobs. Like they're. He does a lot of squats. Yeah, they're just having hot sex in the rain. That's like I say, she's perfect wife. What else would perfect wife do? Let's go to the mall and then go home and have hot sex in the rain with candles. Y'all been watching Bull Durham too? But she's troubled. She's worried about his career. And he's asleep. So we've got a real like severed scene here. There's a disconnect. Echo, we'll have Jen come on sometime and let us know where Jean-Claude's butt is. I'm not really I can't tell dude butts apart all that well unless a guy has like a weird like there's this dude that's in the NBA, Rick Mahorn, that had like ridiculous like he had badunkadunk. It was absurd. But normally, yeah, unless you've got some sort of freak show butt, I don't notice a dude's butt. But I would have to guess Jean-Claude is like probably chef's kiss of dudes' asses. This is the second time I've had to have a butt all up in my movie. I've done 2 movies. I've had dude two dude cracks. Ezra Miller's butt was all in my movie the other day. Sorry to talk about butts while we're talking about the passing of Harley Quinn. That was just bad timing, guys. This is nice. This is all David Fincher looking. It's like they have an older house and everything's lit by candles, so it's kind of a nice orange, warm feel to it, and it's rainy. Yeah, once again, beautiful, beautiful looking movie, but damn, is it dumb. Yep, she's perfect wife. Good luck time copping, honey. No, I don't think he's a time cop yet. I think this is we're evolving to it. Oh, so now they're attacking me. Yep, see, that's oh no, and they're taking her upstairs. If something happens to Mia Sarah, I will crawl through the screen and take care of you on my own. This is the Nasty Boys. Holy crap. Rub Jean-Claude's face in your armpit and then put him through a table. This is gruesome horror with Ron Silver doing God only knows what to Jean-Claude's wife while the bad guys in the front yard kick his ass. You are being demeaned on many levels, sir. Oh no, and then you just have to assume the worst with the wife and alone with the creeps inside. Oh, and then they just open fire. Yeah, Robocopped him. Yeah, this is always the trope. It's an old school cowboy trope. You know, the Indians come to town and they burn down your house and they take your women and do all this awful stuff, and then you have to spend the rest of the movie being on revenge, right? So Van Damme got shot all up in the chest like RoboCop, but he's of course got a bulletproof vest on because if someone shoots you at close range with a big heavy duty machine gun, a bulletproof vest will totally stop that. And they never shoot you in the face. They're very polite about not shooting you in the face. Ooh! And now Van Damme's whole house exploded, and he was on the front porch, but all it did was knock him back 50 yards instead of setting him on fire and killing him. And that's a shame. You lost Mia Sarah and a gothic home. What kind of cop are you? Oh, now everybody's got Googling Arlene Galanka. Um, yeah, for sure, Sean. It could have been a little bit better. Okay, now they're in 1929. Yeah, this when Van Damme has the budget, his movies are decent, but yeah, when he's doing just left to his own devices, they're not good. But all this is really good. I never saw Time Cop 2. I saw that they made one. I remember it was like I don't know, somebody probably bought the rights to the name and just made a second one. I think there was maybe a Time Cop TV show for some reason. He was the Heavy and Blue Steel with Jamie Curtis. Was that the one about like undercover, like what do you call it, Internal Affairs, or was that just called Internal Affairs? Time Cop would be a great premise for a TV show. Like that should be on Netflix or Amazon. Like just revive it. If Blade and Stargate and all of those shows can be made into successful running shows, yeah, for sure, Time Cop is. So now we're seeing a dude abusing his ability to go throughout history and maximize the stock market. He's the Biff of his generation. There was a series in 97. Good work, chat. The chat always knows. The chat is always right. 9 episodes. I think, yeah, that's the thing. I never remember watching it, but I remember like the ads. Yeah, just all of these shots look great. This cinematography is fantastic. Yeah, Jean-Claude makes this movie, but that's one of my things about this one. I'm not sure it needs to be Jean-Claude Van Damme. This is one of the few like action movie structures where I feel like you can just plug in anybody. Like a modern day Keanu Reeves would probably kill this role, or somebody like Gerard Butler, would just kill this role. He doesn't really have to be Split's karate guy. It's not necessary to the narrative. As we're like Kickboxer or like Bloodsport or something like that, it has to be Jean-Claude Van Damme because nobody else can do that. Oh wow, they did T2 morphing abyss animation there. That was kind of cool. When is this? 1994. So yeah, that's about the right timeline for other people to get stuff. Bloodsport was your favorite or your first JVCD? Uh, did you ever see JVCD? That's May turning into a night owl. May, you're an honorary night owl. You're one of us. One of us. Yeah, if you're listening to this, go ahead and put what your first Jean-Claude Van Damme movie was, either in the chat or in the comments. Oh man, a pugilist came in with a cool handlebar mustache and he knuckled up and he just challenged him to a fight. And then Jean-Claude at him. Um, I think my first Jean-Claude Van Damme was No Retreat, No Surrender. It's like this, karate uh, tournament type thing, a ripoff of the Karate Kid, totally. And at the end, the villain is JCV. Oh, we're one splits already. How far are we into seeing the first splits? At the 20-minute mark. So at the 11-minute mark, we get naked. We get his butt, and then at the 20-minute mark, we get him doing the splits. So I'm wondering if the action beats that they put in the scripts that are supposed to happen every 10 minutes, if they're based around Van Damme tropes instead of action beats. Oh shit, that's a future gun. That made me duck. That dude pulled out some like copper plumbing. Oh, Robin Shaw in the series starred Dale Midkiff, who did Pet Cemetery. Who was he in Pet Cemetery? The runner dude with the head wound? Dale Midkiff in Pet Cemetery. Oh, the main dude. Duh. Yeah, my fault. It's the strawberry magic, bro. It's already going to my head. Put $1 in its thong. Daylight is the only movie with him in it you haven't seen. There's a bunch I haven't seen. But his peak, all of these dudes have peaks. They're almost like pop stars. There's like a 5-year window or something where they just really make their money and then the funding fades out. Like Chuck Norris has like that window. Chuck Norris has damn near a good decade because he became a brand. But like, I think Jean Claude was undermined by being a jerk on set and being a cokehead more than anything. That's why I like that JCVD movie. It's like a meta analysis Charlie Kaufman film where he has to like reflect upon his life and has to actually become the hero he pretends to be. It's a bit thinky for an action movie, but it's a nice breakup. 4K pre-order for Prey. I still have never seen Prey. Hulu was part of the Disney package that I canceled, and then of course, like 2 months later, they released Prey and something else. And then later on, I grabbed Disney just to watch a little bit of Star Wars, and I haven't been to Hulu since. I might have to end up grabbing that. The budget on this looks great. Like they definitely threw money at this. This was all of these sets look wonderful. Just the cinematography, the jumping around in time. Period pieces are like the most expensive thing to make because trying to track down old cars and old clothes and all that is hella ducats, dog. The Time Enforcement Commission. Cheers, brothers. Jason Scott Lee from Dragon. That's what I thought. I remembered it was an actor I had seen his face before. Um, he's on the cover of it, and I was like, I knew I'd seen him. Yeah, totally, from Dragon. That's who he is. Another great shot. Wow. And then they hit us with the warping technology, the morphing technology. Woo! Big stunt there, and they ruined an old-timey car. Poor bastard. That's a good way to kill somebody, is take them back in time and then make it look like they just committed suicide during a crash in the stock market. Or you could just shoot them. No, on ad break. That's the beauty of Tubi. They'll add you up, dog. Come on. So 24 minutes in for the first time they hit me on a commercial. That's not bad. Why are you freezing now? I've had that issue on Tubi before. There we go. Now we're back on. Sometimes the ads lock up. I don't know if it's they load weird or if they're trying to figure out like my metadata. Like, where's this dude live? What's he into? Get the chat back up. All right. We're back and running. And then his boss is one of those that guy actors. He's the dude who he's the guy who was sleeping with Bruce Willis's wife in Last Boy Scout. Um, he's another jerk. He's never been a good guy in a movie. He just has like he looks like a politician or he looks like somebody's like big boss. Like when your big boss comes to visit, everybody has to like have their butts all tight. That's him. My fave JCVD, probably Bloodsport, because I like the whole tournament. That's a great structure for a movie because it's very easy to keep track of where you're at. And um, Universal Soldier is pretty cool though because it's got that whole like post-traumatic stress disorder subplot, and the dude's got the necklace full of ears, and that's some crazy stuff. But let's be frank, I celebrate the man's entire catalog. He's a genius of our time when he's not coked up and dancing with French models. Now I'm waiting for his partner. His partner is super cool in this. They do the thing, they RoboCop him. They're like, oh, let's make this wacky by giving him a partner that's different than him. So his uh his partner's I don't know, middle-aged, well, younger black woman in this, but later on when she's middle-aged, or she becomes Tina Turner's backup singer and travels, like spends the rest of her life doing that with Tina Turner. So she's fascinating. Man, this dude, the middle management dude, looks like young Obama. And Ron Silver's just walking around with his arms folded, skeptical of everything. He's going to be a problem, I say. Jean-Claude, can't you recognize his silhouette from earlier when all the trouble went down? Universal Soldier is your favorite, Cal? That's like I say, that's a good pick because it's kind of a sprawling epic. Like it takes place, back in what, Vietnam, and then it goes forward to now or whatever in the 90s, and then it travels all over the world and stuff, and it's got sci-fi elements to it and action elements. Like it's a big movie. The Expendables 2 and Kickboxer are the two movies. Kickboxer's good. Well, I don't know if it's good. I take that back. There are moments of Kickboxer that are really cool, and then there are moments of Kickboxer that are really absurd. So it's a roller coaster. Like the fight at the end where they have glass taped to their hands is really super cool, and the villain with the weird just I don't know. The villain's really good, and everything about it's really creepy and builds up well. It's a dude training type movie, Karate Kid ripoff again, but a lot of it's dumb. Like when they train him to do the splits by pulling his legs apart. Here's Ron Silver being bureaucracy. I don't trust the Timecop system. It seems flawed. Well, of course you're going to try to throw a monkey wrench into the system. That's your job. Lots of double-breasted suits. You can tell this is 1994. That looked like the same suit I wore for high school graduation and shit. So much hair gel. Everything's sticky. Everybody needs to go wash their hands. Future cars are awesome. They're like trying to predict what cars are going to look like in the future, and they're absurd. They look like they're slowly evolving into land speeders from Star Wars. Oh, kickboxing. Yeah. Nanette knows what's up. Okay, I was. Wow, why would car? Oh, I guess it's a secure car. I was trying to figure out why cars of the future had no windows, but that's a government vehicle, so there's no telling. These rowdy future people. They riot way more than the normal people. They do the training splits thing in Bloodsport. They tie ropes to his legs and they like draw and quarter him. Because that's what makes me laugh. It's like they train him by torturing him. You can tell this Jean Claude's a deeper thinker. He's got a mullet. He's more evolved. He's lived through that whole trauma with his perfect wife getting killed. Just laying in wait to strike. All right, Jean Claude. The future's a darker place. Not a lot of windows in the future. People don't want to see outside. Jean Claude does not like Ron Silver. You know how we know he's a bad guy because he's running for president. All of these action movies there's always an underlying theme of like never trust any politics. No, neither side. Just all politics are bad. It's yeah, I'll rescue the president. That son of a bitch. A timestamp? Yes, I will, Nanette. Because that damn commercial threw me off. I'm currently at 3110 right now. Jean Claude's regrouping. We're due for one of our 10-minute action beats. Like that was one of the first things that the Matrix was revealed to me on when I started reading books about screenplays. Is you learn how originally, the film reels were 10 minutes a piece, so you would shoot things in 10-minute reels and you'd put it all together, and so they decided then that was the perfect beats for action. So like, or for any movie. So like in a horror movie, every 10 minutes, or every 10 pages in the screenplay, there should be a horror beat. Or if in an action movie, there should be an action beat. Or in a comedy, there should be something funny at least every 10 minutes. If you go 10 minutes without getting something from your genre, you're being, you're going to start falling asleep. So I always kind of notice sometimes, the movie will get boring, and then Sylvester Stallone will get on a bus and get in a fight, or Chuck Norris will go into a bar and just get into a fight with a rando dude because we need a fight. Future car, that is a terrible future car. This movie has such a good budget, and it's got like you can tell they just took a regular car and like glued a bunch of model kit stuff to it. Deep Rising later tonight in Juno 2000. Yeah, I'll stop by for that probably, Sean. I got to go to Rob's Vintage Video, and Captain Adam are going to be doing some stuff. I'm going to be in there, but I would assume they probably won't go up to that, so I'll drop by there. For those of you, Sean Blue Digital, he does lots of live streams like this as well. I'd for sure check out his channel and check out whatever he's got going on. Big variety of stuff over there. But lots of horror and cult film. Mia Sarah, oh man, he comes home and watches old videos of the dead wife and drinks straight from the bottle. Good for you. He lives in a cold, loveless house. There's no like blankets. There's no warmth to his home. It looks like the house where the roaches attacked in Creepshow. Thank you, Cal. See, that's why I gave you that wrench, because right there you're already on the hit the like button thing. That's the mods. I appreciate you guys. Jason Scott Lee about Robert. Okay, so yeah, yeah. See, it's nice that we can all come together and get these things worked out. So now, for those of you wondering who was in Timecop 2, the star was Jason Scott Lee, the guy from Dragon. We've got that settled. The cover looks absurd. It looks like I photoshopped, Jason Scott Lee onto some alternative footage or poster work for this. Oh, see, I like that. That's the classic. They abused that trope a lot in the 80s. Well, I think they learned it from cowboy movies. They shadow people. They set the lighting up so half of the face is dark and half of the face is lit. So we can see the big movie star, blown up on the big screen 3 stories tall, but we also see he's got a dark side. Like, it's this imagery that you're supposed to understand. Yes, he's a good guy, but he's also evil. Like Clint Eastwood does that all the time in his movies. You'll get that in Charles Bronson movies. Like they do that split lighting thing to let your brain know that this is a duality of man type character. Or women. Women can be cool and mean too. Oh, this is the famous part where Jean-Claude does the splits in the kitchen. He's wearing just his boxers. So if anybody's into Jean-Claude Van Damme in just his boxers doing the splits, you want to go to 3510. So here we go. Yeah, it's been I think it's been 15 minutes since the last Van Damme trope beat. So they're running a little behind. The train is late. Oh, Sean reported the stream. Sorry, we're getting shut down, everybody. Wow, these dudes had a knife fight, and Jean-Claude's having a knife fight in his underwear. That's the cocaine writing there. Okay, we'll have a fight in the bedroom, and then the man will come in. I'll be completely naked and vulnerable, and we will both have knives, but somehow I will not get cut, and I will do the splits 3 times. It will be wonderful. Limited fake Jean-Claude Van Damme. There you go. Call a friend. Ooh, Jean-Claude's getting his ass kicked. You shouldn't have been drinking wine straight from the bottle, homie. Nano, we're currently, Nano's on it. Yeah, she's 36-16. We're having an epic fight in the house. Oh, right now we've had 4 mullets in this scene alone, I think. They showed up to fight Jean-Claude Van Damme with 2 dudes, and all they bought was one of those like old school tasers where the little like the prong comes out and they like press the button and it goes through the wire. Like, not the kind they touch it to you and zap you. The cattle prod. Oh, he's on water and he's going to use the taser. That's why they brought it. They needed to have this electrocution bad effect. There's not enough electricity in a taser. I'm not even going to try to explain how electricity and water works to these people. If the electricity would make one dude zonk out, it wouldn't kill another guy. That's, don't get me started. Cheers. Yeah, here's a lady who ends up being Tina Turner's backup singer. She's not Ray Dawn Chong. They're like, we want Ray Dawn Chong, but she's unavailable or she hates Jean-Claude or something. So yes, ma'am. This was the closest thing I could find to a badge. This was what I went with. Oh, now we're back to an ad. So they're hitting me with the ads now, boy. That's the only knock against Tubi. But it's funny, we went so many years with commercials where they would come sometimes like every 5 minutes and stuff. That now when they come on, it's like, oh man, I just had a commercial. But wow, I had to deal with a whopping 5 over the course of a movie or something. Big whoop. Yeah, they're regionalizing this right now. I have they're hiring at my local Amazon facility center if y'all are interested in that. And earlier they were pushing those scrub daddies on me. The what are these smiley face little yellow deals? I think they make a scrub mommy now. They're the Pac-Man for a modern generation. All right, ad, let's go. There we go. There. All right, Van Damme and his partner are back at the hidden sci-fi warehouse. There's all these like computer monitors in the background, so you can see that they've got their pulse on, society. They know what's up. They're monitoring everything. But the monitors all have test bars on them. I haven't seen any surveillance footage going on in the monitors in the back. Oh man, don't hurt me with reminding me about Nightbot. I've had to overcome a lot. I've had to listen to Peter Cetera all day. I'm the director. I direct. I wonder what set this is, because this looks like a bunch of other movies. I guarantee this must be something on somebody's lot somewhere, because it looks just like where Transcendence was taking place the other day. And I'm sure a Star Trek set. Like, it just looks like sci-fi world. Everything's glass and cold offices. Wow, lady. They cut a nude woman writhing around on a bed. Is that old girl from Bachelor Party? No, it's a different lady. Yeah, they had a woman writhing around on satin sheets, and it kind of caught me off guard. It was, oh, and it's VR to show that the nerd at work doesn't actually work. He watches naked ladies writhe around in bed. I like that they envisioned a future where all the cars have plastic armor, but they didn't envision a future where your boss isn't allowed to smack you upside the head when you're doing stupid stuff. No, these 4% beers don't really do anything to me, man. This is I have to shoot some video for a project I'm working on, but I need to do it probably during golden hour. So I'm waiting until sunrise. So right now I'm just sort of killing time. So I was like, well, I'll put on Timecop. It'll make sense for killing time, but it'll also make sense for the banner that's up there above me. There's a Timecop banner that sometimes people see and they ask about. I don't know. Can you? There we go. So sometimes folks see that in whatever I'm doing, and they're like, "Oh, what's up with Jean-Claude?" I'm like, "I just have it because it's ridiculous." Actually, I used to. I worked for a corporate video chain that bought a bunch of ma and pa stores and converted them over to corporate stores. which means I was like this pirate who got to go into all these old mom and pop video stores and change them over. So I got all their old inventory, all their old lights, all their old crap. So I just have movie marketing up the wazoo, and that banner for Timecop has just always lasted the test of time. Yes, so not Ray Don Chong. Someone needs to send Ray Don Chong a check. And then he's getting ready to be shot into the Stargate, which is what's it called? Yonic imagery. Like when things look like a penis, it's called phallic, but when things look like a vagina, they call it yonic. So we're about to shoot Van Damme and not Ray Don Chong into this giant vag, and they're going to go to the future. Oh, and of course the guy who designed it's the perv from earlier. So yeah, that's he's gonna have some gum. This is total Battlestar Galactica, is what this is, where you're sitting in the thing and they do the slow beat up and then, actually their ship even looks exactly like Battlestar Galactica. This might be early prototypes for that show, which by the way, that show is great. Track that down. I think it's maybe on Peacock. No, I think this is just Spaceship 101. Like I said, I think this looks like maybe they had whatever studio this was shot at, probably just had sci-fi stuff. Because otherwise the budget would be huge for this. "30 seconds, automated voice." Would you get on with it? A 30-second countdown for just him sitting in this little capsule? Running Man, they shot him in a tube in like 2 seconds. It's on Pluto as well, man. There you go. Pluto's been my good backup. I watched Invasion USA with Gareth from Video Tasties, and I couldn't find Invasion USA anywhere. Sure enough, Pluto had it. Even that, what's it, Look TV or whatever Sean likes, that one actually let me down for once. That didn't even have it. Man, they are milking this. There is no reason for this to be like a 2-minute scene. They just show me the little spaceship thing, shoot them into the Stargate Yonic symbol. It's a belly button, sure, with a big slit in the middle. Yeah, they are using that morphing effect. I guess right around this time, like Michael Jackson's Black and White or Black or White, whatever, came out, and there was a lot of morphing effect around this time. They abused that effect in this era. Even the Matrix relies on it with some stuff with Keanu touching the screen and making. Well, man, would you like a drink? You can have one. I got another. I got one Hoegaarden left, and I got one Strawberry Magic. I was gonna pace myself because, like I said, I have to hang out to shoot a few things at 6 in the morning, and I'm not trying to. Actually, probably I can probably start at 5:30. But if you'd like a Strawberry Magic, you help yourself. This is, yeah, this is such a huge. Like the sets and everything are all very impressive and big. It's a strawberry apple cider May. It's a little tart for my liking, but it's nice because it's smooth. It's like about 5% alcohol. You could drink a good 2 or 3 before you even start to feel anything. Or at least I can. Big idiot. Um, this is all. I'm just taken back by the cinematography constantly. Like it always looks like such a good movie. Every now and then there's a few dated things, outfits and stuff, but now they're doing the Star Trek thing. Parker McComb. This is nice Lincoln. Big Lincoln town car. But this is, oh, they're in the past. See, now I'm confused. I hate time travel. I explained this in the movie, in the Flash the other night. I'm I'm very anti time travel in movies. It annoys the hell out of me because nothing has stakes. When you know that you can just go back and undo your mistakes in life, it it's a good concept if you explore that. Like um the idea that someone trying to travel back in time is really just chasing the futile attempt to correct the mistakes in their lives, and maybe you delve deep into whatever the human experience. But most of the time it's just like, oh no, my kid got shot, okay, I'll go back in time and I'll stop the bullet, and then it just, nothing matters. Once you know that they can fix any problem, who cares? Got hit with another ad break. I was bragging on Tubi's low ad rates, and now here they are hitting me with again. They're still hiring at my local Amazon. They haven't got enough people since last night, our last commercial. Still 5 people in the chat. If anybody else would like a strawberry magic, that goes for, that doesn't just go for May. You guys can argue. We can do the Joker pool cue thing for that if you want, or otherwise I can share this Hogarden. Actually, I have a cup, so we can go, 2 of y'all can get one. All right, now we're back on. This isn't working for me. I can't. Hey, it doesn't matter. All right. Yeah, this is all huge. This big, huge rooms, and everything's like got lots of like sci-fi scaffolding and stuff just to make it look bigger than it really is. And it's yeah, this appears to be somebody's like a factory. Hey, can we stop by your steam factory for a while? Sean likes pumpkin beer. I don't think I've ever had pumpkin beer, but they're about ready to cram it down my throat, man. I saw one 6-pack already in the fancy beer section, and I know it's coming. More morph effects, more awesome 1990 suits. Wow, the cast of New Jack City just showed up. And Ron Silver's in charge. An unholy alliance if I've ever seen one. See, they got this one dude who's supposed to be like a pencil pushing nerd in a sweater vest, but I swear it's like, it's got style to it. I'll wear that sweater vest with a nice t-shirt tatted up. It would be a good look on me. My man doesn't know how to rock it. So Ron Silver is currently running for president, but he's also traveling through time and committing murders and crimes. Oh, but he's letting new Ron Silver know. That's right. Okay, that's right. I forgot. Ron Silver comes back from the past to talk to Ron Silver from the 90s and let him know. He biffs him. Here's an almanac with everything that's going to happen in sports. Become president. Nanette likes the idea of the strawberry alcohol. Cheers. Also, Jack Daniels makes like these knockoff wine cooler things, but they put the Jack Daniels label on them real big so that it doesn't look like they're too foofy. So they make like a fruit punch and a peach and all this, but they're delicious. My man's sweater vest, his mind is just blown at 2 Ron Silvers, and I don't blame him. I think this is one of the first movies. Well, it couldn't be the first movie. I've seen a ton. The time travel trope where if you see yourself at some point, you can't touch because otherwise the universe will implode or something. I want Neil deGrasse Tyson to explain that to me. Special guest Neil deGrasse Tyson, next episode. Ron Silver is so unimpressed by Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude has currently got a gun with a laser pointed straight at him. And he's just like, what? He just did what now? Wow. And the New Jack City crew is putting down all their guns. My man is wearing like a, I don't know, probably a $300 Italian suit back in the day, but then he's got a do-rag and sunglasses. That's why I call them New Jack City. It's like, these are good fashion choices. What's, damn it, now I'm drawing, I can't, what's Murphy's partner's name in RoboCop, the woman? Why am I drawing a blank on that? That's the Strawberry Magic. Murphy and Ocean Chick is having an artisan IPA. Cheers. Murphy and Lewis. Thank you, Echo. That was really just a check to make sure Echo was still here. And Lewis. Thank you. Oh, not Ray Don Chong was actually in on it, and not Wesley Snipes has taken Jean-Claude into custody. This is brutal. And not Steve Buscemi now put a gun to his head. This is not cool. I can't believe not Ray Don. Oh man, now they killed Sweater Vest. I was still in shock over the whole Ray Don heel turn. Yeah, that was a good trick because I was convinced she was total like good guy. I think she later on has a good guy turn and redeems herself. But yeah, I completely forgot she was a bad guy. I probably haven't seen this since, oh God, probably 20 years. I'm sure I probably saw it mid 90s, mid 90s, mid aughts or something, because this is the type of thing that they would play late at night on like Sci-Fi Channel. Yeah, my man in the Italian custom suit with the big gold chain and the sunglasses. He's a good henchman. I would hire him too. Fake it till you make it, buddy. Jean-Claude Van Damme is beating up the bad guys with a vice grips that like you would use to do a giant industrial like oil pipe. So he just looks like a caveman out here beating people up with this giant metal pipe. Yeah, this is, I don't know, this must be some kind of a top, is this a top 10 for him? You mean like out of all his movies, is this a top 10? I would say for sure. I would think. I would have to see his entire oeuvre. But like I say, only like Bloodsport comes to mind, Universal Soldier, JCVD. I don't think he goes 10 deep. Like I personally like Cyborg, but the last time I saw it, it didn't hold up. Double Impact, is that one of the times he was twins? Or is that the one with Dennis Rodman? Or is Dennis Rodman the one with the twins? And twins? Death Warrant. Death Warrant's decent. Death Warrant is I feel like he's trying to be Chuck Norris in that. Like it's all about jeans and cowboy boots and a mullet and a 5 o'clock shadow and Lionheart, I barely remember. Twins. Yeah, there's one of those where he plays the two of them himself. Ah, old Ron Silver tells young Ron Silver, lay off the candy bars. Oh wow, now he's driving a forklift outside of it, like he's ghost riding the whip. So he's standing outside the forklift and he's using it as cover while he shoots. It's very clever. And then he jumped up on top of the forklift and he's going up to the top. This is all heavy duty action. It's on the verge of Star Wars. Everything's just futuristic and exploding, and there's absurd jumping around, and oh, the scaffolding paid off. Check off scaffolding. If you introduce a catwalk in the first act, you have to pay it off in the third act. Now he's beating up not Steve Buscemi. This is good though. Van Damme understands what you're supposed to do. I get mad at like I was watching that Invasion USA and there wasn't a hierarchy of bad guys. Oh, he froze the dude's arm with nitrous and it turned into ice and then he kicked it off. So it was kind of like Jason X. Like he froze the guy's arm and just gave it a good whack. JCVD would kick Steven Seagal's ass. I would bet on that any day of the week. Even coked up, I would take JCVD. Because I feel like you can just see that he clearly knows what he's doing, as where Seagal, you can tell it's all editing, and he's almost like old Elvis. He just shows up kind of out of shape, and he makes them edit around him, and he's careless with the stuntmen. I'm not a big Seagal fan. That being said, be sure to watch Video Tasties live stream this Labor Day weekend coming up on Monday. He and I are going to be watching The Patriot, the Steven Seagal Patriot, not the Mel Gibson Patriot. The Patriot. So, yeah, I'm trying to hype that. Last time him and I got together, I'm very big and broad, and he's very reserved and British, so it's a good combination for fun time. Basically, he's smart and I'm dumb. All right, there, I said it. Yeah, they're really getting their money's worth out of the morphing effect here. We went to the effects house. We bought 15 morphs. Space them out evenly. Well, now Jean-Claude's all broken up because not Ray Don Chong is injured. And it's like, well, she's been trying to kill you the whole time, dude. Like, don't trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is poison. Professor Macabro, greetings and salutations, sir. Yes, the Patriot is the one where he's in. That's part of the reason I wanted to watch that one. Is the plot of the Patriot with Van Damme or with Seagal is the FBI goes to like a David Koresh type cult people, and they attack them, and those people release a virus. So the good folks of Montana are overcome with a virus, and then Steven Seagal is an epidemiologist, I think, or a virologist, and his daughter is the only one who's like Typhoid Mary, like she doesn't show symptoms. So both the FBI and the cult are trying to get Steven Seagal's daughter, the famous, brilliant doctor Steven Seagal. Stir that petri dish up a little bit. Yeah, that's better. And hello, Professor. It is nice to see you. I shouted you out earlier. I'm glad you made it in, buddy. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Professor Macabro's timeline, he's got one of the best storylines going in all of YouTube. Like from episode to episode, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. He's the new Sven Gulli. I anxiously await the new professor. He's currently I'm sorry. He is a robot back from the dead, Professor Mechabro. So I don't want to ruin the plot for you. Let's just say you need to go check that guy out. You see, Echo agrees. Professor is top tier. I know what I'm talking about. Sarah Philly. Oh, I can tell this guy's a bad guy because he's got a mismatching suit and a ponytail. Big old American flag in their weird space age super station. And I'm caught up in exposition. They're Jean-Claude's trying to unravel the time mystery here, and she's seeing if his wife survived. Um, oh, they hit me with another commercial. They gave me a shot of that ridiculous future car with all the stuff glued on it, and then they went right to a commercial. Let's see if Amazon's hired anyways. They're gonna let us know. All right, we're done. We've during the course of Timecop, we got everybody we needed. Yeah, thank you. All right, there we go. Now we're back on. They drove the funky space car in front of the White House, and it looked like it was real. Like, I don't know, maybe they had a White House set somewhere or something, or maybe they were like, hey, Jean-Claude wants to pull some strings. 1994, that would have been Clinton. So, okay, Bill Hill. Ron Silver hates you with a passion, and he's made movies talking about how you're evil. But we would like to drive this funky, weird space car we made in front of the White House. Is that cool? It's all good with me, Bubba. Hey, they're finally using the monitors that they never use, the ones that are usually color bars. Finally. Yeah, the Dirk Boss is, you can tell he's kind of a good guy. I wonder if he betrays him. Van Damme just beat up the guards and he's stealing the time machine. You guys are discussing the amazing bulk again. You guys, we need to have a talk about that. For anybody in the watching this later on, if you're not familiar with the amazing bulk, it is it's this terrible like 1-star CGI. I don't know. It looks like it's all overlays, but everything just is made wrong. It's one of the few 1-star movies I've seen. I think I've seen less than 100 1-star movies in my life, and I would say Amazing Bulk is probably one of them. Okay, there's no probably. I'm not going to hedge on Amazing Bulk. It's a 1-star movie. Sorry. See, I like this. The army guys that guard the Stargate that they Battlestar Galactica into the future into the past with, they've got berets. So if you've got somebody with gloves and a beret and a friggin' machine gun, you just know villain. Like even our own special forces guys for our country look kind of like villains. It's part of the look. But they just set both of them on fire. So the budget just goes up again. 2 burnt green berets. Man wants to charge to watch Amazing Bulk. Ooh, beautiful fall scenery. This looks great. This movie, yeah, no matter all the ridiculousness and all the over abuse of that morphing effect, there the look of it is good. Like it's one of the prettier movies I've seen. Yeah, there's like this fall in Washington D.C. thing going on. You see all the trees and there's leaves, not a red. Yeah, beautiful. How long before this man takes his shirt off and does the splits and kicks somebody? That's what people are here for. She is alive. Hey girl, Mia Sarah, what's up with you? I'm on the rebound from Nightbot. You want to hang out sometime? No? Okay. All we know about Time Cop 2, Professor, is that the man from Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, was in it. There was a flat Stanley in the background of this movie. Like up on the wall, there was someone's paper flat Stanley. I wonder how they got that in here. I missed some sort of thing where him and not Ray Dong Chong reconciled. Because she was trying to kill him, and then he punched her and knocked her out, and then something happened with the bad guys, and he killed all them, and then all of a sudden he was concerned about her, and now they're back on the goods. Look, cute partner cop who's mildly familiar to Anne from RoboCop. Wilkes. No, it can't be Anne Wilkes. That's Pet Cemetery or Misery. Hobbs, Anne Hobbs. Thank you. Sorry, I've got Timecop on my mind trying to keep track of. Now they're in a hospital. Man will watch Incredible Bulk or Amazing Bulk for 2 Oreo cookies. That's a fair price. Or one warm chocolate chip. That's the street rate of exchange. So Van Damme is a cop, but he's also a time traveler. And now he's in the hospital and he understands all of their organization, and he's in a room where he's stealing test tube specimens. You're a little too. Who's the Mary Sue now, Jean-Claude Van Damme? Oh, Professor, now that you're here, the reason I brought you up earlier is we were discussing how his wife in this, Mia Sarah, is a Saint Flash mom. She's the perfect wife, the Mary Sue of wife character that I find so fascinating. Oh, music intensifies. Not Ray Don Chong is not with us. He goes to her hospital room and she's dead. And then they cut to her IV, and there's just a syringe just straight up sticking out of it, hanging out, like whoever just ran in and plugged it. And now they cut to the nasty boys walking through the hallways of the hospital, and no one's suspicious. So you're all in medical scrubs. 2 6'5" guys walk by in leather jackets and sunglasses, and no one's like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?" And now the police are mad at Van Damme because they think he killed not Ray Dong Chong. This has turned into a real comedy of lies. It's like a bad episode of Three's Company. Van Damme jumped out the window, grabbed on a scaffolding. The scaffolding broke. He rode that gently down. That was some Jackie Chan stuff right there. And another commercial. Come on, guys. To be or not to be? What are you doing to me? Well, anyways, right now I'm on the edge of my seat. Van Damme is currently being chased by 2 bad guys. Well, he's chasing the bad guys while the cops are chasing him. And the commercial went off real fast, and we're back to it. And Van Damme, oh shit, Van Damme just ran into a mall. It might be the same mall we were talking about where everything takes place. But Van Damme just ran into a mall, and there's a car parked there. So we know what's going to happen. He's going to drive his car around his mall. But there's a damn Nissan is the car in the mall, and that's the same car that Chuck Norris, a Nissan truck, is what Chuck Norris drove through the mall in Invasion USA. Like, Nissan must just be like, look, we'll give you a vehicle and we'll pay for the destruction if you'll product place for us. Let's get Nissan on the phone and see if they'll let us destroy something on one of these live streams. Mia Sarah is not at all interested in Jean-Claude Van Damme. She's like, what? You're my husband? My husband's Ferris Bueller. Everybody knows that. Or at least Tom Cruise in Legend. I think that's the extent of my Mia Sarah knowledge. But adorable every time out. Good for you, girl. Yeah, the Nasty Boys are hot on their pursuit. This is total Terminator 2. She has come to this girl and said, come with me if you want to live. She's like, who are you? He's like, I'm from the future. Now they're running through the mall hallways. And this big giant dude is like kind of slowly lumbering and stalking them. This is, total ripoff of T2. Current time stamp 1 minute, 10 seconds. We're getting ready to be 1 hour, 10 minutes, 30 seconds. Sorry, Jesus. I was confused by my numbers. Math be hard. So the wife didn't die in the explosion, and he's explaining to her, it's me, just 10 years later, and she doesn't recognize him and refuses to believe it, even though he looks virtually the same, except he has a mullet and this outfit. Yep, there is some Back to the Future 2 stuff in here, Professor. I agree with that, especially the stuff in the beginning where they're they're dealing with the Civil War robbery stuff, and we see like cowboys and all that. That's very Back to the Future 2. And then just earlier, I was talking about how Ron Silver's got like a real Biff thing going on where he's jumping through time or he knows the future because old him tells young him what to do. The Terminator movies? Yeah, I'd be interested in at least getting in on one for sure. I'll be in the chat for as many as I can in that. Especially that first one. I was thinking about even doing one coming up leading to Halloween. I was thinking about doing some live streams of movies that are vaguely scary. The build up to Halloween horror movies. And Terminator might be one. That's one of my favorite, basically a horror movie. Wow, Van Damme is a terrible on-screen kisser. They had to cut around what a bad kisser he is. Don't do that. He kisses like a fish. Like he held her face and he kind of like lipped at her, like the way a fish eats its food in a tank. It was not, nah, all the ladies who like his butt were suddenly like fast forward, and that was terrible. And now here's a different time. Oh, because he's back. Duh. All right, so they're at the mall from the beginning. That's why. Now it makes sense. Because we just saw the other Van Damme, younger Van Damme with a bomber jacket on and a good ducktail comb up job in back. So now we're back to the beginning. Yes, this is all very Back to the Future where he's, doing the time loop causality thing. Don't watch Birdemic, especially during October. Don't watch Birdemic ever. No, Birdemic's good, especially if you're a person like me who enjoys kind of pointing out the silliness of some movies. It's just Birdemic's the acting. You almost need to have the volume on to hear the people's line deliveries. I'm a Victoria's Secret model. I bet you are, girl. Oh, snap. Here we are back to sex in the rain in the Victorian house. Perfect lifestyle where everything goes wrong. Echo Zero has seen all three of the Birdemic movies. Oh yeah, well I've probably had 3 concussions, so we're equal. Same diff. Oh wow, yeah. So we're doing total Back to the Future. He's in the house letting Mia Sarah know that in the future you're gonna blow up, so you gotta run, girl. I know the sex is good, but go out in the rain. Was she gonna have a gun ready? I bet. Everything's gonna be fine, okay? Danke Shane, darling. Auf Wiedersehen. That's probably what he was saying to her upstairs during the passionate lovemaking scene. Who's the sausage king of Chicago now, Mia Sarah? Abe Froman, you creep. I like that Jean-Claude was like just a beat cop and worked his way up to a time cop over like a 20-year period. You know, he stuck with it. He he worked on his splits. Oh, I got my big splits cop exam coming up, man. I don't know. Music intensifying. Now Jean-Claude's fighting with the villains, but he's from the future, even though Jean-Claude from now is here. But this is all good. I like this. The older man, like frustration with younger man's self, like all that. That's smart writing. If a lot of this rest of this isn't, and they go to a time break. Come on, man! I don't need an ad right now. Mia Sarah's trying to rescue everybody, and Jean Claude's on the porch fighting in the rain. How many times has Jean Claude fought in the rain? He fought in Universal Soldier in the rain. I remember that. Wow, right back. Okay, now we're on silver shooting. That was a good tuck and roll. He jumped off his front porch like probably 10 feet into the air and just did a sweet tuck and roll. That was nice. This son of a bitch doesn't know how to die. Cheers. Zombie Van Damme strikes again. Sean's watching my last video. Which one was that, Sean? They're all winners, unless you actually watch them. Oh, I like. Yeah, this all looks like David Fincher before David Fincher. Just these old wooden banisters in the rain, and everything is lit with like just shadowy lighting, and we occasionally get the old dark house crackle of lightning where we get a good look at stuff, and then it goes back to dark. All this is great. This is Don aesthetic right here. Scary. They're going up to the attic, and we got like this POV where we're walking up. Yeah, this bad guy. He looks like Damian Priest, the WWE dude. I'm wondering if he's the guy who was in Trick or Treat, not the Sam one, but the old Gene Simmons, Ozzy Osbourne, Mark Price one. Like there's a the villain is like kind of burnt up and has like half it. It looks like him. I don't know. All jacked up people look alike to me. Tense music playing. And they just cut to Mia Sarah crawling in the rain. It says grunts. Okay. Now they're gonna fight on the roof in the rain. Oh snap! Was a moving train unavailable? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna break this up. Let's go with the other Hoe Garden. We have the strawberry magic, and now we'll go with the Hoe Garden. Kids don't drink; it kills brain cells. And cheers. Well, I'm so confused though, because all these movies of time travel, the same thing's going to happen. He's interfering with time, but it's going to have to work itself out. So, what are you doing here? Why does it look like autumn? We already, uh, uh, we're starting to get pinches of it, man. But a lot of those pictures that you see of me posting autumn is pictures from last year. I took I took about probably a year off from social networking of everything. I actually I didn't. I quit Twitter and I quit using Facebook and I quit all that, but I went to YouTube. So I have spent like the last year and a half hiding out here. So there's like a stockpile of a year's worth of photos in my pictures that I'm currently cannibalizing. If you need some good pictures of a snowy bush or Valentine's Day or something, holla at me. I got you. There is no way Jean-Claude is hanging on the gutter off of his 3 or 4 story house with one hand. It's raining. The weight of him alone would pull that down. Those things are only held up by little, like, mediocre nails. But he's also got the weight of his wife in his other hand. So the old Batman, how much do you weigh? Yeah, the gutter would have just come crumbling down. There's no way. That's Jean-Claude probably weighs a good one. Let's say he goes 185. I doubt it. He's a little short, but we'll give him 185. Mia Farrow is probably 140. I don't know, 130. She's pretty small. Whatever. We'll say 130. Uh, um, yeah. There's no way that gutter wouldn't just come tearing off the side of the house and they'd plummet to their death. More physics with Don coming up. Sean's had the Hogarden before. There is a hint of lemon. You're right. We Katie from K-pop and I were discussing. It's a Belgium beer. My local beer places, they really push the IPAs. Like, out of all the beer they have, it's all always IPA. So I've taken to drinking like Guinness and all just our weird rando brands. So this Belgian white sounded something fun. Echo's going to bed. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for dropping by, buddy. I appreciate it. You rest those eyes, rest those knees, let those pets out. For those of you who don't follow Echo Cerdo, check out my guy. He's Pacific Northwest film geek, but he's into all sorts of stuff. If it's something you like, Echo's probably talking about it. Who leaves the laundry basket out in the rain? Laundry fail. No, never mind. I take back everything about Mia Sarah being perfect. I'm willing to be a time cop if it will afford me this home. Ah, the 1990s when you could be a lowly street cop and afford a 17-room Victorian mansion with 4 stories and a bunch of different like towers and turrets and stuff. This damn lightning rod on his roof. That was a very effective nothing happens scene. There was a sweatshirt hanging up on a laundry line outside. Presumably they didn't know the rain was coming. And dude jumped out and one of the bad guys and blew a hole right in the middle of the sweatshirt. But it like had kind of a resonance. Like, what if there was a person there? That was a good way to not do anything and actually do something smart. Mayann's going to bed in about 10 minutes. Mayann, you rule. Like I said, there's a reason you got one of the first blue wrenches there. You're killer queen. Well, now I'm being turned on by my own favorite thing. It's too much shadow, and I can't tell if he's beating up a generic henchman or if he's beating up Ron Silver. They're relying on that. Oh, okay. There's Ron Silver. He beat us to Mia Sarah. And here's Brian Knobs back. We're getting towards the end, right? Yeah, we're at 1 hour, 23 minutes and 40 seconds, and this is an hour and 38-minute movie. So we're winding her down. I was complaining about the other day. I love a good 90, 100-minute movie. Tell me your story. pack in the special effects, cut out all that fat. You know what I mean? I don't need to see the characters just sitting around looking at each other. By God, there could be skateboarding or something going on. I need Mountain Dew and guitar music. Good night, man. There we go. Saint Timecop Saint Wife. She knows she's washing it in the rain. Look at young, stupid Timecop. This is good acting or good dual roles by Van Damme. Like young him does look slightly younger. It's the haircut, is what it is. Older him is maybe 10 pounds heavier and has got like a 5 o'clock shadow. He looks more grizzled. We all be grizzling, buddy. Grizzled is my thing. Quit infringing on my gimmick. Lynette's still hanging out. Jack's here. Karen's still here. Oh, Professor, I noticed on the last one I missed it. You made a comment about my hair looking green, and I was like, oh yeah, I realized around the top of the room there's like green LED lights. Usually when I watch these movies, they're in a darker room, and then I have like a red spotlight, a blue spotlight, and a green LED, so it has a thing. So I realized in the footage, it's like, yeah, the green halo light is making my hair look kind of jokerish. So yeah, thanks for pointing that out, buddy. You helped me on that one. That would have been 3 episodes down the road if you didn't say something. Oh, he broke his neck Roadhouse style. Well, not Roadhouse style. He didn't steal the throat, but he cracked it. LL Cool J, I'm the type of guy style. Like when on Dave Chappelle, when Wayne Brady killed that guy, he busted his neck and he went, shh. He gave him one of those. Ron Silver has Han Solo's gun, but it looks like it's 3 times the size. It looks like a clown version of Han Solo's gun. It's it's amazing and kind of like it's the first gun I've ever think I might laugh at. Like I find even little teeny Derringer way more impressive than that big absurd Killer Clowns from Outer Space gun you got, Ron Silver. Bigger isn't always better, bro. Yeah, Ron Silver's got rusting dick face real bad. Just every time they cut to him, you're like, you such a jerk. Oh, young Ron Silver's here. Dun dun dun. Eerie music playing. They knew. Van Damme tricked him. Yeah, now we've got some sort of weird Mexican standoff with time, and Mia Sarah is very confused about the situation. Good product placement for the Iron Man watch back in the day that was very popular. Now that this is the good ending. I still challenge the physics of this, but it's amazing. If two people from separate timelines touch, it becomes this weird, wow, it turned into the thing. Wow, that was cool. You could see his teeth. Yeah, they're really using one of their morph. They use 2 of their 15 morph effects on this. That's wild. Yeah, that was almost like society for a second. It got real gross, and then it just turned into a blob and it faded away. But they did the thing where two people from two separate timelines touch each other, and the universe just sort of swallows them up, which makes no sense. I'm pretty sure Stephen Hawking would have contended that. Melty Senator. Vote Senator Melty. Music intensifying. Well, then why are you running in slow mo, bro? Oh, everything explodes. he was carrying his wife out of the house and everything exploded behind him. And even though last time it knocked him like 30 yards, this time it didn't really do it that bad, but he dropped his wife like he fumbled her like a football. Sorry. All this was for naught. You're dead again. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, go through the chat and write down the names of everybody you see and then send them $20 on PayPal. So now old Van Damme took Mia Sarah and laid her on top of young Van Damme's body so they'd be found together. And he comes back through the Stargate, Yannick, Battlestar Galactica thing. Parker Data Link Systems. And everything's just back to good. That's all we really needed to do was just get Ron Silver to melt. I have a plan to save everything. We will melt Ron Silver. Oh, old buddy's back. Yep, the nerd who likes to watch the seductive ladies writhe around on the satin sheets. Everything is back to okay. That's just how this works. Once you defeat the bad guy, everything's okay. Thank you, Sean, for masterminding the liking of that video. You're the man. What's going on with Senator McComb? Who? Apparently, Ron Silver just one day walked out of his office and disappeared. Nobody ever saw him again 10 years ago. Professor's new world domination plan is to melt every single politician. So actually, if there was anybody I would choose for that job, it would be your beautiful skeleton face. Good evening, Senate. I would be all for that. Oh, here's not Ray Dong Chong. She's like, sup, boy? I never went bad in this timeline. I'm all good. She's like, aren't you dating Ferris Bueller's girlfriend? He's like, I don't know. I'm so confused. And then he makes some reference to a boy she knew back in the day. And she's like, how does he know? Oh. Dun, 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 dun. And now he's in his armored space vehicle. Not as cool as Blade Runner car. That car sucks. I don't want to live in a future with those cars. It's like a regular car, but we just glue a bunch of crap to it. There is no reason for all that piping, and there's wood grain and reflectors. Yeah, that's a piece of crap car. If I went to an auto show and they were like, here's the Timecop car, I'd want my money back. Oh, they got the house all decorated for autumn. Mia Sarah's got like a plaid shirt on, a turtleneck because she's J. Crew as hell. Come on, let's hug and take pictures with our adorable kid and be in a catalog. Oh, and he's kissing her like a fish again. Yeah, even she's taken aback this time. Like, all right, what are you doing? Practice on your hand in between movies. That's terrible. But this is about as happily ever after as it could end. They still got the big Victorian house. Now they have a baby. They got the weird, sad car. That car's pathetic. That looks like Clark Griswold's car, like dressed up as a robot for Halloween. Canadian casting. That's why this looked great. They did it all in Canada. Music concludes. Good at splits, bad at kissing, for sure. That's how it works. Not everybody can be perfect at everything. Wow, they got a lot of Van Damme movies they're pushing on me here. I didn't realize the collection they got. Let's see what we got. So that was that wrapped up. We're still working with Death Warrant, Street Fighter, Kickboxer, Lionheart, Timecop, Blackwater with Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren. Never heard of that movie. We Die Young. This is in Spanish. That's interesting. Kickboxer Retaliation? And it looks like old buddy who plays the Mountain from Game of Thrones is in it. Van Damme in El Fierno. Doblado. So apparently he's doing a lot of work in Spanish. Huh. Good for him. That would make sense. The Mexican TV market and action movie market has always been like a secondary, like American directors who have trouble making films go there. That makes sense. Legionnaire, Knockoff. Is Knockoff the one? No, Knockoff's the one where the dude looks like him. Yeah. Justa Venganza. Doblado. Replicant. I think that's one of the ones where he's twins. I think he plays twins a bunch of times, though. Kickboxer Vengeance. Huh. He's wearing a fedora and sunglasses on the cover in that one. That looks like a payday. Pound of Flesh, Swelter, Black Eagle. And it looks like they're using footage. I don't know when that's from. I would have to look at that. Dragon Eyes, The Bouncer, JCVD, Alien Uprising, Wake of Death. They have the whole Jean-Claude Van Damme collection here. Wake of Death, Swelter. Okay, that's where we wrap up. I'll be darned. Man, we might have to do another Van Damme movie sometime after horror Halloween season. Or, I don't know, Street Fighter. What do we got here? 3:10 a.m. I got another. Well, yeah, screw it. Let's go ahead and watch. Well, wait, how long is Street Fighter? I'm not trying to get caught. An hour and 40 minutes? Perfect. I'll watch Street Fighter 2. If we're turned into a Jean-Claude Van Damme double feature and everybody's quick running out of the chat, I'm going to hold it down. I got to wake up well, I don't have to wake up. I have to shoot some stuff at golden hour, but I took a nap earlier in the evening because I've been keeping weird hours as is Night Owl tradition. And I've been editing some stuff for YouTube, but I'm just kind of sick of sitting at the editing bay. So I was like, well, let's put on a movie and watch something. So now, yeah, we're going from Timecop now to a double feature, and we're going to start on Tubi Street Fighter. It is at the 21-second mark. I've paused it. Before you hanging out, you guys need to go. Karen's leaving. Good. Karen, good night. Run from this as fast as you can. But I'm going to go ahead and start this. Universal Pictures present. I love me some Raul Julia. I haven't seen this one in a long time either. This was one that was very popular to a certain set of people and very hated by another set of people. And I was in between on it. No, Sean, Timecop is over, and I've now started Street Fighter on Tubi as well. The Capitol has just fallen. Shadaldo. Be careful how you handle a Shadaldo, kids. Kylie Minogue. I can't get her out of my head. Chun Li Zhang with GNT News. But these soldiers aren't celebrating just yet. They know that defeating the ragtag militia is one thing. Man, they're heavy with the captions on this. There's a lot of intro expository. Oh, Raul Julia. Look at that face. That's gravitas right there. I didn't need to hear anything about the dude. They just showed me him, and I was like, I'm in. cape. I'm gonna tap out, but I'll talk to you over the weekend. Take care, dude. Have a good night. You too, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, the if one movie was a surprise, the second was a total surprise. But since I got some time to kill before sun up, let's just go ahead and rock it out. We'll hold it down the double feature of Timecop and Street Fighter. I might now we're up to 7. Right? People are like, what are you doing now? Jesus Christ, Don. Yeah. Oh, the bad guys are roughing people up. Yeah, so I might stop by, or I might have to use the bathroom and go light some candles. It's important to play with candles. Oh, is that old buddy? Yeah, the dude who was Latimer in the program. He shows up in all sorts of stuff. He was in Higher Learning. He's one of the skinheads. He just plays like a heavy. He's a big muscle bound galoot. He just shows up in everything. Mr. Dan, good morning, sir. Welcome. Take it easy, Sean. Nice having you, buddy. Nanette's going to go make something to eat and you'll come back. Cool. Hey, we're just hanging out and watching some Jean-Claude Van Damme movies on a lark. Oh, and here's Van Damme. Raul Julia again. Even this, he's starting to be sick here. So he doesn't look, as Raul Julia can look. But he's just, the second they put the camera on him, he just sucks you in. Like he's like the coolest, toughest guy. Like even in Kiss of the Spider Woman, or Kiss of the, yeah, I think that's what it's called. Where he plays like a gay dude in prison. It's like that's as masculine as anybody could be. That's the dude. He commands power when he's on screen. I always love Raul Julia. I actually wasn't sure he would be a good Gomez, and he pulled that off great. Like Gomez shouldn't be a powerful looking dude. Gomez is almost like a creepy dude, but Raul pulls that off. Crazy color palette on this, coming off a Timecop where it was almost like I called it like a David Fincher movie where it's all shadows and hardwood floors and banisters. This is all just bright colors. Like it looks like they're using all colors of the box of 64 in this one. One more left. One more month left, Mr. Dan. You can do it, buddy. Frankenstein and Frankenstein Unbound. I don't know if I've seen that. Professor put me up on new stuff. All right, they're swearing allegiance. Let me get the Street Fighter logo. Yeah, the color palette, it's jarring every time they cut to a new scene and things are just bright and like magenta and uh neon green and like everything before was just so muted and I don't know, chill. Classic movie trope. If you just hit the butt of a gun against the back of somebody's head, they immediately just pass out. They wake up, a little bit of headache. You in no way will break their neck, dislodge their skull from their brain stem. That never would happen. Van Damme, as I recall, this is one of his ones where he was really partying heavy, but he looks decent. Like he doesn't look like he's overworked and, you would assume he would look pale with bags under his eyes and stuff or whatever. Or wide awake. Street Fighter theme playing. Yeah, professor's pointing out that the blue camouflage uniforms are that they have in here are the same ones that they use in Surf Ninjas. Yeah, I'd heard that before, and when you see them, I was trying to place where they're at. As I was saying earlier, when I'd watched Invasion USA with Gareth from Video Tasties, and there I noticed everybody in that movie was wearing multicolored berets, and him and I were discussing like, well, was there another canon movie where they had a bunch of multicolored berets? And then I remember Breaking Two Electric Boogaloo, like every third breakdancer has like a red beret on or something. I was like, oh shit. They just bought like a warehouse full of berets at cheap price. Yeah, I hope you can work from home, Mr. Dan. You're a chill dude. You belong at home. Whenever they have anybody in like, I don't know, kind of the Thailand region, I don't know, I guess the Southern Pacific, I don't know what you would call it. Whenever they shoot stuff in this region of the world, they over sweaty everybody. Like all the nobody ever is dabbed fresh. Everybody has just like a light. Oh, it went off and we're back on. Okay, good. Sorry, I froze up there. Apparently, it told me I'm live again. I was worried about that with these middle of the night streams. Uh, Sometimes the local cable company, when they do their tests or their programming, adjustments, it's always in the middle of the night when people are sleeping. So the only person who notices it is me because I'm up. And here's old boy from Blood In, Blood Out, I think it's called, the gang movie. La Familia. Cheers to Severance. All these guns like shoot tennis balls, so it's like kind of a Bugsy Malone goofball effect where they're like hitting each other with pies or something. They have, every time somebody gets shot, they just get bonked in the head with a tennis ball. Yeah, that's what I imagine too, about why they make everybody look so sweaty. Because when they try to show these, like, like right now, they just cut to like a temple in a jungle region and stuff. And it's like, well, I guess you would try to give that feeling that everybody in there is sweaty. But I mean, you can also get air conditioning. Not everybody everywhere would be all just dripping with sweat. Like, damn, it's hot, man. I'm tired of this thug work. Raul Julia is wearing a leather suit and a wool cape and a wool, like, I don't know, dictator hat, whatever the hell you would call that. He got to be sweating his ass off. Let me go. Ooh. Once again with the monitors. See, that's part of the key to world domination and being a villain is you got to keep your fingers on the pulse of everything. I need monitors. I need to know where stuff is. Want some bison dollars so bad. Where was I in June? Hello, Gareth. That's a good question. I probably wasn't aware that this was a thing you were looking for help with. Or actually, Gareth, you just got here, so you might not. We've watched Timecop all the way through, and now we have moved on to Street Fighter. Uh, I don't have to. I'm waiting till sunup to do some stuff, so I'm killing time. So since Timecop was only an hour and 40 minutes, we're tacking on Street Fighter, which is also an hour and 40 minutes. So I could have taken care of 2 streams for you. Anabolic plasma, DNA mutagens. The big bag of DNA mutagens has mutagens has a big sign that's like danger. Like, well, yeah, no shit, it's a DNA mutagen. Did you see what it did to them Ninja Turtles? Turned them into ninjas. Gareth's done Street Fighter twice already. Of course you have. That's part of the reason I had to tack it as a back end double feature with Timecop. I wanted to I wanted to handle the questions about why I had the Timecop banner above the movies, and then I figured as long as we're doing Jean-Claude Van Damme night. I was real tempted to watch JCVD again. I'm a fan of it, but maybe after the holidays or something. That's a good January movie. Gareth has printed off his own bison dollars. Lucky bastard. Well, now they're getting ready to have a cage fight. I'm always for a good cage fight. Everybody's sweaty. Everybody's steroided out. This movie brought to you by Protein and Eye Patches. Oh, he did a standing backflip in Matador pants and the whole place erupted. I kind of, on the inside, I felt it too. I felt that same excitement. Now they just rip off old buddy's shirt. He's not as steroided up as well, but he's been doing his sit-ups. And you guys are gonna have a sword fight, huh? Like a real one, not like metaphorical. Oh, it's on. Is this the Street Fighter film that doesn't have a street fight in it? I believe it is. Sonny Chiba, he knew you go out to the street. Actually, Sonny Chiba knew rip somebody's balls off. That's Sonny Chiba's answer to every question. Can I assault your genitals? So the timestamp for Street Fighter on Tubi is currently at the 14-minute mark on the nose. They were just about to have a fight inside a barbed wire cage match, and a tank busted in, and Jean-Claude popped out with a blue beret, like, hi. I got a surf ninja outfit on. What's up? There's a Street Fighter sequel, Chun-Li? I was unaware of that. Van Damme got the red hair that a really dark-haired guy gets when he tries to dye his hair blonde. I had it in college. I recognize it well. Everybody's sweaty. Guys, seriously, you need those little like fans. If you have all that computer work, you need an air conditioner. Those things are going to overheat, especially in the 90s. The processors were not good. Nope, we'll just all sit here and sweat. Van Damme has like a giant goose egg in this high definition cut. What happened there? Yeah, Van Damme just beat somebody's ass and they cut to him again. He has a huge goose egg. Wow. The Legend of Chun-Li, a prequel. I'm just learning about it now. So our two buddies from the beginning, our two guys from before, old boy from Blood In, Blood Out, and his partner, they're in prison now. So it's a real Batman Begins situation for them. Meanwhile, we cut back to Van Damme explaining to the bad camouflage crew about how air conditioners would make their computers run better. Maybe we should stop smoking too. Limited fake Jean-Claude Van Damme. Seven people dropping by to check out the false advertising. We've already moved on from Timecop, and we're now watching Street Fighter. We are 16 minutes and 30 seconds in. We haven't had a commercial yet, so I'm wondering when we're going to start getting hit with them. We went about 20 in the last one. This is on Tubi for free, but I bet you could probably search around other places to stumble onto it as well. think I have the disc of this somewhere. I don't know. That's a good question. So is that Kylie Minogue? Yeah, it is. Wow, I barely recognized her. They got her like way overdone up, so I don't recognize her. But still can't get her out of my head. they've got scientists as hostages, so they have them like chained around the neck. like, like, are you guys doing S&M in between science? Like, what's? It's not on your Mexican Tubi. Thank God you have the DVD. Okay, good. So they do have Mexican Tubi because I was surprised to learn Gareth told me they don't have it there. Oh, JCVD was together with Kylie. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that would make sense. Here's my first commercial. There we go. I was wondering when that would happen. Actually, yeah, let me wait. Use this as a quick time to take off this. Oh, of course, the commercial stops. I'll wait till the next one. I'll take off this coat. Take off my Timecop outfit. I'm off duty. There. $10,000 a week on Coca-Cola. That's insane. I know. The caffeine. You wouldn't believe how awake he was. No Timecop 2 watch. We were discussing Timecop 2 because of we were trying to figure out where old buddy and what came from. The dude from Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, was the star of Timecop 2. I don't even know if it's on Tubi. They didn't recommend it. As soon as Timecop ended, they pushed the Jean-Claude Van Damme collection on me. We discussed the TV series for a while about Timecop because apparently it was only on for 9 episodes. Did you guys get more there? Yeah, Van Damme is sweating his ass off, but he's also got an ascot on. Like, that would be my last thought if I was sweating, is that what I need is a kerchief. Anybody know what you do if a bison throws a grenade at you? You'll throw it right back at him. They got Street Fighter jokes in this? Awesome. All the prisoners in the prison look incredibly fit. Nobody looks like just some bum off the street who got popped for pickpocketing or anything. They all look like they could fight. Oh God, what's the dude's name? Shh. One of these dudes in this lineup of guys is, it's not Don the Dragon Wilson, but it's one of them. It's one of those guys, like third tier action guys who's a big stunt man dude. Damn it. I'm going to be sitting here staring at him the whole time trying to figure out what his name is. He's usually like the bad guy and stuff because he takes a good punch because he's a stunt man. But I think he's been the star of a couple things. God damn it. Yep, there he is right there. Oh. Yeah, he was the bad guy in some stuff in the 90s. I can't think of his damn name. I need the Amazon, that X-ray thing or whatever. What's this guy's name? So Ryu and Ken are trying to break out of prison, and the other people are they're on the prison bus with them. Everybody's got denim on. Everybody's sweating. Yeah, Kylie Minogue looks like maybe she's been partying with Van Damme in this, because every time they cut to her, I don't recognize her, and then I remember, oh yeah, that's Kylie Minogue. Like, okay, so the prison break is on. Van Damme and Kylie are they're shooting, and now they're chasing after the prison break stockade. This is a big budget movie, but I think this is what you get where you stretch your money for a lot more when you go to these countries that, are anxious for your business. All right, Dan, you take care, buddy. I hope that last month works out smoothly for you, brother. I like Mr. Dan. Mr. Dan's cool as hell. He got weird New Jersey book in his headline banner page or whatever. When you go to his page, the thing on that's on top, yeah, banner, I guess. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's my guy." Because Weird Wisconsin is one of my favorite books. I always like open it up and see what I can find. So, any fan of the Weird series is a friend of mine. And like the rest of us, always into the cool cult horror and it's fun film culture. Yeah, they're just letting this big ass truck take care, buddy. Just destroying everything. They were paying him bison dollars. Van Damme spent the budget on Coca-Cola, according to Gareth. Yeah, that's probably it. I'll tell you what, you guys can come take a selfie with Raul Julia. We'll give you 55 bison dollars, and Kylie Minogue will put on a concert at the end of the shoot. You won't be able to get her out of your head. I'm gonna beat that one into the ground so bad. Oh no, Van Damme's dead. They covered him with a white sheet. But there's an hour and 20 minutes left, so I have reason to believe we're being lied to. Heavy saturated red is good bad guy attire. Like if you need to build an army of people trying to like overthrow the world or whatever, I recommend red. It ties everybody together. You can pick each other out in a crowd. You know your friends on the streets. You're like, hey, red. Unless you live in a big Crips and Bloods neighborhood, then don't do that. Name a JCVD movie he dies in. Ooh. Is there such a thing? That's a good question. Universal Soldier, but he gets better. I like that as a medical excuse for following up death. It's like, yeah, I died, but I got better. Shit that off. What movie is that from? I died. I got better. Expendables 2, Professor is guessing. Anybody watching along or watching the second half of this replay in the comments, go ahead and put a movie you think Jean-Claude Van Damme dies in. Or one that you really wished he would die in. If you were watching Bloodsport, you were like, I kind of wish he died in like the second round. I think I want Ogre to win. Just yeah, that's a much more worthy victor in Bloodsport. Fix that. Raul monologuing. Yeah, he just has so much gravitas. Like before, when I was watching The Flash and earlier when I was watching Timecop, you can just tell when it's on mute. Various people hold the screen and they don't even need dialogue. I don't need to hear what Raul Julia is saying. He's like such a powerful face and a presence. And like when Ezra was on screen for The Flash, I'm like, I can see why they think he's going to be a thing. He feels like a movie star, but he feels like a young movie star. As where like when they would cut to Keaton, he had like a wisdom and like his face looks like he was somebody you wanted to listen and talk, have them explain to you stuff. They look like they know. And only Ron Silver had gravitas in the last movie. So it's just something about some people. His character dies in Kickboxer 2. Spoilers. I'm assuming at the beginning. I haven't seen Kickboxer 2. All right, now we're here's old buddy with a terrible hairline. I like these wacky kind of fun 90s action movies like this and Surf Ninjas. You can tell they're cousins because they just have that same tone. Like if this was a song, this is the same pop song as another pop song. Like it, there's a wackiness to it. Like here's my man here with the Samoan brother, kind of Pacific Islander, who's kind of like, a little bit heavy. He's got the Hawaiian shirt on. There's some wacky tuba music playing while he's up to his antics. Whatever that music that played behind Skull and Bulk on Power Rangers. We know they're silly. Dalton's character died off screen in Roadhouse 2. Yes. They wrote him off like Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween 4. Oh, we got a woman ninja crawling on the top of a van. I'm always in. Now, this is good. Yeah, that's good cinematography there with all the smoke coming in from outside the windows and stuff. Um, Timestamp 28 minutes on the mark. We've got a sleek ninja invasion. Street Fighter has one up on Surf Ninjas. No Rob Schneider. But does this have that boy? What's his name? That boy. That kid who's in the like Ninja Turtles movies and stuff. The one that's in Surf Ninjas. He's like the king of the young guy ninjas. I can't remember his name. He was in a bunch of stuff in the 90s too. Not the little white boy from Three Ninjas, but Rob Schneider. How did Rob Schneider end up in Surf Ninjas? Well, actually, I think I just answered my own question. It's Surf Ninjas. So they were like, call Rob Schneider, get him here in the morning. Gareth, I can't believe you had trouble finding anybody to watch Timecop with you. I put that on, like 4 people showed up immediately. It's like catnip, or it's like letting out food for animals out back or something. People were like, Timecop, I'm in. Oh, they're back. Van Damme's on the morgue. He's on the slab, but he's back. He got better. Van Damme has one of those like little cables that you wear around your that like plugs to your applet or whatever. Like some army dudes get it. Like I had one when I was in the Cub Scouts. I don't remember what I did to earn it, but it just always seems like such an inefficient thing to put on a soldier. Like we're gonna tie a little piece of cable to signify that you've done something hanging off your little applet there. But then again, all of this is bad soldier outfit. The ascot, the beret. You were you are way more likely to get killed in war if you have an ascot on because your own soldiers are going to kill you. I hate the colonel. He's wearing an ascot. He looks like Thurston Howell III. They have they've got like this little like pseudo lab set up where Van Damme is doing Van Damme with the big goose egg. Every time they cut to him, it looks terrible. Wow. Um, they have some sort of pseudo lab set up. The bad guys are up to bad guy lab stuff, so they have to set up an illegal lab. And in the illegal lab, they got the damn skeleton, like, just in case in the middle of their bad guy planning, somebody needs to refer to what a femur is or something. Ooh, see the knee joints. That's what we got to attack. You guys are doing cellular biology. There's no reason for a skeleton there unless it's Halloween. Rob Schneider popped up in Demolition Man and Judge Dredd. Uh, on those two, I believe that was specifically requested by Sylvester Stallone. Like he loved Rob Schneider. That was his kind of comedy. Professor's pointing out how well blue bends in with the green background. That's what I've never understood. Like all these funky colors. It's like for all military clothes should be brown, green, white. Maybe if you're in the urban warfare, you do that kind of like weird where you look like you're wearing an 8-bit camouflage outfit. But other than that, yeah, there's no reason for pink and teal unless you're trying to disappear in a, I don't know, wild 90s nightclub or something. So much silly wackiness for a movie about like global domination and people like kicking each other and fighting and stuff. There's just a lot of like I expect a slide whistle to be happening every third sound effect. I can't believe how many people are in this that I know who I recognize them from all the other things they've been in, but I have no idea. This is the that guy all-star cast. Latimer from the program and yeah, old boy from Blood In, Blood Out. This is expensive. This looks like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. This is high budget. So they could catch all the extras in Van Damme from escaping, pretty much. Oh wow, there's the say hello to my little friend Scarface gun. That's the same one. They use these in all the action movies. I'm assuming Scarface must have just invented that trope, and everybody's like, "Well, we just need to say hello to my little friend gun." No, it's like an M16 with a rocket launcher or some nonsense like that. Oh, don't worry about it, Professor. It's an easy mistake to make. Oh, Raul Julia, just even with the sunken in eyes, I'm just every time he's on screen, I'm taken back. He's just like he's staring down his henchman right now, and I feel bad for the henchman. Even that suit. They've got him in that ridiculous video game suit that's supposed to look over the top and comic booky, like it's from a cartoon. You know, like if this was animated, that suit would look perfectly normal. But on a regular human being, it looks absurd. However, on Raul Julia, it looks cool as hell because Bison can do anything. He's, you know what I mean? Like, there's a certain level of awesomeness to be able to walk around with a cape and a big military hat on and not just look like a goof. Every Bison dollar is worth 5 British pounds. That's why Gareth printed off all those. Someone's going to be kicking in his door any minute. They have all these like seductive, evil Taiwanese women walking around, and every single one of them reminds me of the villainess in Volunteers, the Tom Hanks movie with John Candy. Like they have like a sexy Taiwanese, like I'm assuming Vietnamese, and that one I don't know, but just every one of these women, they all have the same stereotype. It's like the big crazy killer nails, and then like the nose jewelry, and the heavy duty like Persian eye makeup, and then they got their hair like they all kind of have that same. I don't know. I'm inadequate to describe what the name of the look would be, but yeah, like this lady, she got a big earring on that like does a whole bunch of stuff to like. That's not what you would wear to be a hench person. Like, oh man, my man pulled out giant Wolverine claws. Oh, live chat, not top chat. Live chat. Okay. That's better. Now we're back online again. So for those of you popping in or aren't familiar, we're 38 minutes into Street Fighter, part 2 of our double feature with Timecop. Actually, I take that back. We are 37:30 in. It is currently free on American Tubi, not on Mexican Tubi, and apparently there is no such thing as British Tubi. All your weapons are going to be blown sky high. I love a good threat. I don't know. I was never really a big Street Fighter video game guy. It came out right at the end of. Well, I shouldn't say that. It kind of came out of like that. Well, like NES had gone away and I had phased into Sega. And at this age in my life, I was kind of more playing the sports games, the EA, NBA Live, and waiting for the new Madden every year and all that. So at this point, I kind of phased out because I'd already gone through Tekken and I don't remember if I'd been. Actually, 94, I might not have had Tekken yet. But yeah, I went from NES to Sega Genesis and then to PlayStation. So the Street Fighter never really got to me as easily. But in the video game or the arcade, I remember walking by, people would love that. Wow, global satellites be global satelliting. Captured by Bison forces. In 1994, this is some great like computer breakdown. It's way ahead of its time. But it looks like video game stuff. Huge sets once again. I'm always taken back by like this. That's the monitors and stuff alone. There must have been big. I try to figure out whenever I see something that you can tell they had to construct. Like in Timecop, a bunch of it looked like it must have just already existed because I can't believe they built those underground sci-fi, whatever the commission of time travel or whatever the hell it was called. Like all of that just looks like stuff from other sets. But this looks like, I don't know, maybe a factory. They just brought a bunch of TVs in and built a whole bunch of stuff. Professor played a little bit of Street Fighter 2, but I think I played more King Fighters. See, I realized once I started talking about it, that window there, I was like late teens, early 20s going into in that area, mid to late teens. So I was doing other stuff at that point, kind of. So it got big at a time when I wasn't as tapped into games. Later on, when I got to drinking age, the fellas would always get together and play some sort of something. So that's when I got back into it. And that's like when Resident Evil started coming out and it had a bit of a resurgence. This kind of got caught in the wake of losing interest in video games. You're hopeless at fighting games, video tasties. I don't blame you. That the most frustrating thing about those things is you learn like, okay, kick, kick, kick. Or if I press left and kick, it does the spin kick every time. So then you're just doing the spin kick every time. And as the person fighting that person, you're like so annoyed with that damn spin kick or that flip that your opponent keeps doing. It's like, would you stop? No more sweep kicks into my shin. Stop it. Jamming the buttons. Kylie Minogue is a beautiful woman, so that's the only reason I feel comfortable saying she was going through some stuff when this was going on. Every time they cut to her, I'm like, is that her? I mean, Van Damme's got blonde red hair, so clearly everybody was experimenting. If Bison dollars are worth 5 British pounds, that must be worth a gallon Thailand coins. Yeah. And I believe at this point, the British pound was generally like a good, like probably almost double, maybe three. Well, at least 1.5 to the American dollar. So like, yeah, $5 on the British pound in 1995. That's a good currency. Bison dollars. Just a bunch of strange torture going on. Here's my guy too. The guy getting tortured is Manu from Necessary Roughness with Sinbad and Scott Bakula. He plays like I don't know, a defensive lineman, an offensive lineman or something. He's the guy that has a crush on Kathy Ireland. Like every one of these actors I recognize from other stuff, but they're not anybody I've ever bothered to learn their name. And like my man here, this black dude with the terrible hairline, I think that might be Slick, the FBI agent from Die Hard. When there's two Agent Johnsons, no relation. Yeah, Honda is but if I go to Macabro's fascinated by taking over Thailand with bison dollars. Yeah, red and white. That's good good villainous kung fu wear. I like that the karate outfit my whole life was always like a full gi. Like the top had arms and stuff, and that was part of like if you did judo, the grabbing the gi and everything was part of it. And like if you did taekwondo, obviously that was more like less grabbing and all that. But then somewhere around Karate Kid, when John Kreese showed up and he had the sleeveless karate shirt and had your guns out, that became the new like cool kung fu look. Suddenly ninjas didn't have sleeves and stuff. Yeah, I'm a ninja, but I want to show guns too. Gun shows going on whether I'm an assassin or not. They just cut to a shot of Kylie Minogue standing next to Jean-Claude Van Damme. If you told me she was 5'2", I wouldn't be shocked. Like they've even staggered her in the staging in this shot so they don't like she's closest so you can see perspective wise they don't make her look like she's little. That's a secret movie fact nobody knows. Kylie Minogue is actually 3'6". So I guess you just call up some like costumer or some sort of like design company. You're like, all right, we need baby blue, dark blue, red, and then kind of like a hunter green camouflage. And then the fabric company people are like, well, what are you going to be hiding from? Because you're going to get found. I mean, maybe you could climb up a tree, and if somebody looked up in the tree and you would blend in part sky, part tree leaves. But other than that, yeah, you're screwed. Unless you're on like a green boat where water's splashing around. The Tom Cruise trick. Yeah, exactly. Stage. You you have Henry Cavill stand in the back of the bathroom and you have Tom Cruise stand up closer. So then visually it looks like Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill are like clearly the same guy. In real life, Henry Cavill could put Tom Cruise in his pocket and take him around with him all day like Tom Thumb. Van Damme is winded giving a monologue. Like for a dude that fit, I have reason to believe things are going on in his life that are messing with his cardiovascular system. His endurance is a bit low. Oh yeah, there he looks like a meth head. And he's got the beret like sitting in a way to cover that goose egg I've been fascinated with. I want to know the story of that. Who hit you in the head with a hammer before shooting started? Did you ask Kylie for that? I want you to clunk me in the head with a shoe. The return of limited fake Jean-Claude Van Damme. That Coca-Cola will drain your stamina. They didn't have Coke Zero or any of that back then. Coke Ultimate or whatever it is. They didn't make that then. You had new Coke. He's had the bump since day one. Lousy HD brings it up. Really? So he's got that goose egg in every movie, Gareth? I've never seen it before. Like in here, it's the HD is just brutal. It looks like someone like hit him with a rock. I'm assuming he's a little bit older and partied too, so maybe his hairline is starting to recede and that's showing it more because it looks like just brutal. Well, here's a lot of money with it's his Coke station. Oh, commercial. All right, I'm gonna go get a drink and take my shirt, put on a more comfortable one. I'll be right back. But I'll probably be yelling in the background because I can still see while I'm watching. All right, got a new, more comfy t-shirt, so I'm not sweating in my Timecop outfit. Damn, they're already back. They're not messing around this time. I guess they must have hired everybody they needed at Amazon. Let me light a couple candles here. While Julia goes behind a screen to change his hat. Look what the dollar store had, Professor. I should have held out for a Blu-ray of it, but for a DVD for $1.25, I couldn't go wrong. I knew you would appreciate it. Coke makes you feel tired. No. I think it makes your heart race. So you kind of when you're giving large expository speeches or trying to rile up a crowd, you have a tendency to break out in a sweat and breathe heavy. And welcome back, Nanette, to you and Jack. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't really have candles, Professor. I mean, yeah, I do have candles. I just sometimes have to use a lighter and then I take the candles away from my movie room. Yeah, every one of these actors, I don't know their name, and I keep looking at them like, I feel like I should know Guy from a Blood In, Blood Out. La Familia. Coca-Cola doesn't make you break out in a sweat. Maybe you're using it. Maybe you're using a different kind of Coca-Cola than Jean-Claude. Maybe Jean-Claude's got that. Oh, hell no. I've never noticed that before. They had a bison photo, like a Pogo the Clown painting, like the sad clown, but it looks almost just like Pogo the Clown, the John Wayne Gacy stuff. That was a deep, weird cut to throw in there, Street Fighter. It like totally flabbergasted me. Let's see. That is a nice smoking jacket. But he's also wearing a smoking jacket, a dress shirt, an ascot. No wonder everybody in this movie's sweating. It's not the drugs, it's just 95 degrees and really humid, and they're all wearing 18 layers. A lot of wool in this. Yeah, that Pogo the Clown, it makes me laugh every time. Horror Cat Dad's here. Good morning, buddy. Well, you missed all of Timecop, and now we're doing a double feature, and it's Street Fighter, and we're at the 53-minute mark on Street Fighter on Tubi. That's the great thing about Timecop. It was only like an hour and 35 minutes, so I could just do this double feature right quick. But if you're up already, then that means it's 4:05. Okay, good. Yeah, so we are getting close to golden hour. Cool. Yes. Yes, he was. But for me, it was a Tuesday. The whole movie you're watching Street Fighter now? We're approaching the 54-minute mark. So, and this is an hour and 40-minute movie, so it'll be done in a half hour, 40 35 minutes or so. Wow, lots of good boats in this. I'm assuming that's the Apocalypse Now deal. You know, you work out something with the Manila government or whoever, wherever you're filming this, and they let you use all their stuff unless they're in the middle of a fight with a guerrilla group or something, and then the boats just might leave. Oh, Nanette's East Coast. That's right. She's 5:06. So Larry, you're on Central Time. Okay, yeah, you're with me. You're 4:06 here. Macabro, what you 3:06? 2:06? And then Gareth will win. Gareth is I believe he's 8 hours ahead or something. So it's probably like noon there or something. 11 a.m. I don't know. It's 2 a.m. Yeah, so you're Pacific. To win it, baby. That's my guy, Professor. That's why I know I'm very sure you are going to pull off this world domination thing. You're in it to win it. You got the skill set needed to go all the way. 10 a.m. tea and biscuits time. There we go. See, I knew he'd win. You're in South Carolina, East Side. Yeah, that's such a weird. Like when you would go to pitch this movie, the idea that they weren't like, let's just go balls to the wall action. And then somebody else was like, well, let's make it silly. And they're like, oh, you mean like Last Action Hero or something? And they're like, no, like surf ninjas. Like, I don't know. But everything looks cool. Like all the stuff, the effects, the costumes. it feels like it connects to the game, but it also feels like it lives in a separate world away from different movies. Like it's Gareth lives in the future, but has no Tubi. What a paradox. Gareth doesn't need Tubi. He's got all sorts of amazing British adventures over there. The other day when I learned that they didn't really ever use the cardboard sleeve on VHS and they went straight to good like protective boxes, I was like, it's just they're a more civilized people. They know how to appreciate art. There's a reason all the good museums are in Europe. Jean-Claude Van Damme's like his speedboat with Kylie Minogue, like it in 1994 dollars, it was probably a $1 million boat back then. Like, man, yeah, Kylie was partying. Kylie and Jean Claude, I'm surprised they ever made it to set. Professor, you transcend just Mexico, though. You're universal. Yeah, that guy Latimer, just muscle bound goon six, who's in all these movies. We need like the biggest, strongest guy possible. It's like I know a dude. There isn't enough Mortal Kombat in this. Like I would expect individual fights to break out between the different characters to make it, be like the game more. But like they give you the little nuggets you need, but it isn't. They don't set up fights. You know, multiversal. Correct. Correct. I'm sorry. You're right, Professor. I completely forgot the zombie Jesuitos storyline involving. But you're also at the same time a bard. There are many levels and layers to the Professor's universe of madness, Macabro's universe of madness, multiverse of madness. That's what it is. Never mind. I didn't know Jean Claude Van Damme's $1 million boat had also big pop up machine guns on it. Now it's up to 2 million. Once you have Gatling guns, that's an extra mil. That's on the nose naming. It's like, why would you name him Guile? It's like, well, I know why, but attention, attention. Wow, that's actually Raul Julia's like floating pod thing. Like, I mean, I can tell they're using a crane that we can't see underneath or a jib or something. But the concept of it is essentially the Star Wars prequel stuff with the Senate and the way the little like uh, balconies float like pods or something. Yeah, now Julia is wearing a regular shirt, a giant leather jacket, a wool cape, and a wool whatever that's called, general's hat, army hat, officer's cap, I think, whatever, enlisted man's hat, some shit. Now they're just blowing up some stock footage. They just keep cutting to these shots of mines that don't really match the other shots they have. You can tell they sent like the B unit. It's like, yeah, send the second unit out to shoot some mines. Like, we got one underwater camera. It shoots a little dark. It'll be fine. This is another one I haven't seen in so long that I'm like part flashbacking and part trying to tie together what I remember. This is one that like it came out and nobody saw it and it bombed and everybody laughed about how terrible it was, and then it showed up on like, VHS, and you ended up renting it, and it's like, hey, it's actually kind of fun and interesting, and then your friends tell you like, oh, you got to see the Street Fighter movie or whatever. It's like, I already saw it, bro. But then the key is when it was on cable, because you would catch it like, it was like a Saturday morning cable movie. You wake up hungover and Street Fighter's on again. Oh, so they're talking about Hard Target. I love it. Uh, Lance Henriksen, yeah, like in Stone Cold. Stone Cold, we might have to do a watch along for one of these days too. That's one of my all time favorite, just absurd action movies. The bad guy Trouble Owens. Alarm beeping. Oh, here she is looking all Incredible Hulkish. 100% Stone Cold. 100 Stone Cold. Yeah, Garrett's in on that. Brian Bosworth. I have a. How many people you know who have a Stone Cold watch party who could also probably pull out a Brian Bosworth football card? I think I have his rookie card. He like he took over the world for like 5 minutes. They were like he had a biography as he was when he was a rookie. Ridiculous. But he was all hype. I think he was out of the league within like 4 or 5 years, and he was doing movies. He was selling sunglasses, and everybody had that stupid haircut. You saw Stone Cold the cinema. Wow, that's awesome. That was a VHSer for me. I remember when it came to I was anxious. Probably I got that first week. Oh, I got to kick Jack out. Wow, that was kind of dope. Kylie Minogue did like some sort of reverse flip Hurricane Rana spike pile driver thing on the bad guy. I guess when you're 5'2", that's what you got to do. But oh, and of course they go to a commercial. Horror Cat Dad says that Lance Henriksen is great. I think Lance Henriksen is great pretty much always. He's another gravitas actor that I'm fascinated with. Like some people just control the screen. Christopher Lee. I don't need to even hear from him. Just stand him there, and I'll watch. Gareth is here. When we watched Invasion USA together, and Richard Lynch comes on. It's like, yeah, he doesn't even to talk. His just face and his serious expression. You're like, oh boy. I think a lot of these bad guy actors, they get typecast for a reason, because as soon as you see them, you're just like, oh man, they're gonna be trouble. But nobody out gravitas is Raul Julia. He is just his presence is just dominating this movie. Hard John Woo wanted to make Hard Target Lance's film over Van Damme. I'm all on board with John Woo on that. John Woo is a fascinating one to me. Like he has so many like early on like just bangers, and then I don't know if he gave up or he couldn't get his budget or what his story was, but he falls off. Like that's weird. Most people kind of just get to a peak and they maintain, and then maybe they get old or they just don't get funding. Very few people like get worse. Like
I agree with Tarantino's assessment of John Woo. It's like that's the mentor that he grew out of. Like when he was a young man, he was fascinated with John Woo, and then he got to a point where he was basically John Woo's equal or surpassed him. I think when he did Kill Bill, he probably surpassed him. But that's what he felt like. He's like, it was weird to have someone that was like above you and you wanted to aspire to, and then eventually catch up to them and pass them. But to each their own, though. I haven't even kept up with John Woo's work probably since friggin' Mission Impossible 2, was it? No, he did was Broken Arrow before or after Mission Impossible 2? Before, I think. Stone Cold was on TBS movies for guys who like movies back in the day. I used to love that. TBS was real good about those old school like midnight movie host type deals. You know, they would have dinner and a movie, or they would have I would turn something on at 1 in the morning, and then somebody be talking, and then it'd be like this podcast or this stream. You know, somebody come back an hour later. It's like, wow, they still got it going, huh? Yeah, that guys who love movie or movies for guys who love movies on like Friday nights and stuff. Yeah. Actually, I think TBS back in the day. No, that was WOR is where Grandpa Munster was. TBS had somebody on in the middle of the night that used to do stuff for him. I mean, I know Joe Bob was on TNT, but TBS had something. I don't remember who it was. Most of this appears to be just a good use of money because Van Damme's in like this Indiana Jones ripoff snake pit room, but it's clearly a set. All the rocks and the masonry. What the hell? There's a bunch of hearts pouring in from the bottom. So Darkman 2 was after Hard Target. I think so. Buy some dollars, buy the best sets. Okay, there's a new YouTube thing and it's screwing me up. It's doing the thing where I can, like, when people leave comments, so you get my live reaction. Don reacts to a new YouTube update. You know how when you're on a messenger and you leave some, like, somebody likes something like 2 messages ago, and then you log out and you log back in, and then all of a sudden there's like little hearts and shit that fly up, and it looks like 55 hearts just farted out from the bottom of the screen. Suddenly now my YouTube chat is doing that. I saw one hundo go by, a bunch of hearts went by. I don't know. Must be something that it's because I'm doing it on the desktop. So yeah, that must be some new addition to the desktop or something. I don't know. The desktop always runs a little behind the phone app. Like the phone app, the community posts and stuff showed up there first, and like the ability to ask polls and stuff. It was all on the phone app before the desktop app. I bet everybody in the chat is probably primarily a desktop or app user, like a Fire Stick or something. But statistically, they say almost everybody watches YouTube on the phone. So put either in the comments or the chat. Are you a phone or are you a app person? I assume it helps the algorithm, so I clicked it a bit. Oh, Macabro was up to some shenanigans. Macabro's up to shenanigans. Yeah, there's some more hearts. Look at that. Macabro's up to trickery. Macabro knows sorcery. That's part of that evil domination thing there. Oh no, oh boy, there's all sorts of celebrations going off. Good time, come on. I think I just got my chat demonetized. Damn it. Cool in the Gang gets all the money from this. Oh boy, Van Damme was partying all day in this scene. They're shooting him in blue and he's still sweating. His hair's the color of an egg roll. Girls aren't supposed to like. I don't know. Nanette thinks that this isn't a movie made for women. Almost everybody I know who likes it is a dude. I know one girl, or woman I know who liked this movie back in the day, but in general, I don't know. This might have been one of them like had to be the right age at the right time period movies, maybe. But it's got such a weird like kitsch look to it. That's what I kept saying before. Like they're not trying to go for any sort of realism. They're going for like a surrealism. It walks a fine line between being an aggressive like army movie and being like a cartoon. And visually, yeah, it's almost like childlike. It looks like a cartoon, yeah, like a live action cartoon. Oh shit! Speaking of that, Van Damme just he just did a jumping sidekick 45 feet. I don't know about long jumps, but I'm sure the record that's got to be the record. Standing broad jump sidekick 45 feet away. Uh, Nanette says it doesn't have anything to do with being attracted to any of the actors. She just liked to watch something like this more than a romantic comedy. But yeah, I'm assuming she's thinking it's weird. Macabro's in on the weird thing. He likes it because of how bizarre it is, and because of Raul Julia. He's truly the MVP of this week. Yeah, Raul Julia is, like I said, even with just the captions on, every time he comes on, him and his face and his energy is more impressive than some of the sets. And some of the sets are really cool and impressive. Like, okay, Kylie Minogue's looking more like video gameish now. But everybody but even Jean-Claude, there's very little impressive martial arts in this. Like you would think they would get, the usual cast of people who are awesome at karate to come in and be stunt doubles. And so here's Honda doing his damn sumo wrestler thing. Horror Cat Dad also wants bison bucks. If you're a person who runs an Etsy shop or something, Gareth has printed some out, so maybe you can too, or else maybe try to contact Gareth and he'll sell you bison bucks. At one point, they were trading for $5, one bison buck for 5 British pounds. So I don't know, man. The exchange rate for Gareth might be some work. Yeah, it's weird. This feels almost like it's a Garbage Pail Kids movie. Like it takes place in a wacky universe that doesn't feel like it's the where the video game takes place, but somehow it looks like the video game. Yep, see, Gareth is all over this new business of selling bison bucks. Check out Video Tasty's Etsy shop, opening tomorrow. And there they just made it raid 100s in my new chat fascinated strange things that rain. More 100s. Make it rain, baby. Woo, woo. Strawberry magic, strawberry magic. I still can't get over that. Every time I hear strawberry magic, I don't think that sounds like a delicious beer. It's like that sounds like an Atlanta strip club. Oh, GI Joe explosions. I love a good A-team explosion. Like if something happens and people just go flying. Preparing garbage pail kids to Street Fighter is blasphemy. Well, it is garbage. Well, I don't know. Garbage Pail Kids is obviously just way more surreal and absurd and WTF. Like that's like a fever dream. Like you took some bad drugs and Garbage Pail Kids happened or something. This, on the other hand, this is like it's like a really good kung fu movie that just needs more kung fu in it. Like Raul Julia is just dominating everything. And it's like you can't give me some like good Jackie Chan action stunts, throwing a few like parkour scenes or something. Do they have parkour in the 90s? Did people know you could jump off stuff back then? Or was that something people invented in the thousands? Hey, this garbage can could be a good flipping place. They used the goofy scream at the end battle. Yeah, Cat agrees. Raul's awesome. He's the man. He was in, I think it's him. Sorry, Charlie Sheen, Clint Eastwood movie, The Rookie. Sonia Braga, maybe Sonia Braga. Like, I think she maybe essays Clint in that. Maybe I don't remember. Honda just knocking down stuff. Yeah, this floating the Princess Amidala, Palpatine, the Princess Amidala floating Senate chamber thing that Raul Julia floats around in. It's just that feels like the game. They spent a lot of money on that. Gareth is pointing out Jackie Chan did the best Street Fighter movie with City Hunter. That's what a lot of people say. I've only seen clips from that. I don't think I've ever seen the whole movie. Like I've seen the people in the costumes and stuff, but Jackie Chan is a damn treasure. His movies are like Buster Keaton or something. Like they belong in the Smithsonian to just watch, him and his circus act live on screen. Oh, Raul just swung across the room on a cable and Spider-Man style, and the stunt double was actually pretty good, but it was hilarious. They did the classic blurry guy goes by, and then they cut to a clear picture of Raul Julia landing, like aha. Okay, yeah, I'm never in a position to put down Jean-Claude Van Damme's body, but this is like out of all his movies, you can tell he is partying while this was made. Like his arms and stuff, just even compared to Timecop a few minutes ago, like he looks like he's been. And then they cut to a good shot of biceps, of course. It's like, look, dude, can you just come in, get a pump? We're gonna get some cutaway shots, and then the rest of it, it'll do what it do. He had a gym in his contract but never used it. Yep. That's what I mean. Like, I feel absurd being like Jean-Claude does not look in shape because even there, he's totally, buffed up. He's, his shoulders to waist ratio and all that is great. It's just he doesn't look like Van Damme, like um steroid cycles and various other things. Sometimes you're bloated, you carry too much water, other times you're overly cut and too dehydrated. So depending on how he was dieting and how much he was, like the shot where they showed the tattoo where he was, gunned up, you could see he clearly came in and got a pump. I don't know if he like, took those what do they call rubber band cable dealies, but some of the shots where he's not pumped up, Yeah, he looks like a dude at a barbecue. There's a Jackie Chan John Cena flick on Netflix. Huh, I didn't know that. John Cena's interesting to me. He seems like he would have a bigger it seems like he would have moved on to B movies. Like most of the movies he does are like bigger productions. Like I haven't seen him turn up in any, him and Ja Rule and Danny Trejo trying to rob an armored car or some crap. Oh, wow. Even his death scene, he doesn't overdo it. He's just subtle. He knows. Like there's this footage of Tim Curry, like when he's real young and he's talking about um Rocky Horror Picture Show, I think. And he's like, when you're doing stage acting, you have to, as they say, speak to the cheap seats, talk to the people in the fifth row or whatever, right? So uh when you're on stage, you have to like run your hand through your hair very big and be very broad, and you speak loudly so everyone can see you. But then when you do a smaller, like when you're in a movie, the camera's right up on you. So you can just let things exist in your thoughts and play it small and it still plays big because you're friggin' 3 stories tall blown up on a theater screen. And you can tell Raul Julia is a master of that. Like as a man who comes from the stage and he's probably had to, you know, yell and prance around and, overact to get the attention he needs. He's so good at just being understated on film, you know. A raise of an eyebrow, a slight smirk on the side of your lip, it's all you need to do. Who am I? That's great, Jackie Chan. I'm still a big Rumble in the Bronx guy. I have I have 36 Crazy Fists sitting right over there. That's one of them VHS I bought for like $1 that I've had forever because it's so weird and cool. Who was I made? Who am I was probably what, 90s? I couldn't even tell you what the exact time it was made. I remember I saw it in college, but that might have just been when it came out on VHS. But the look of it would make me think it's early 90s, maybe. That would fit in the timeline if it was after Rumble in the Bronx. I think I saw Rumble in Bronx like, I don't know, late teens or something, and I saw some of the other Jackie Chan stuff, the Super Cop and all that. But that's all when it came out on video, so they might have just released like a Jackie Chan collection that I ended up seeing or something. He rides the saddle of the world. Yeah, like for such a goofball movie, he has some such like, I don't know, his dialogue or some of his monologues, I should say. Like the stuff where he tells old girl like it was just a Tuesday. Like all of that. It's very he is awesome. It's just, yeah, that's all there is to say. Raul Julia is awesome, and then this crazy, insane movie is going on around him, and then every now and then something cool and wild happens, and good wire work there. Raul on the wire is a bit weird. You can tell it's not him. They cut to the back of him as he lands, and then he turns around. What? They didn't make that sickly cancer patient hang on wires all day in Manila or wherever the hell they are. climb up there on the ceiling and dangle your ass around like Peter Pan, Raoul. Horror Cat Dead says 98. Yeah, that would make sense, I guess. See, that's what I'm saying. I couldn't tell you when it was actually made. I know when I saw it on VHS would have been late 90s. Like lightning. Yeah, now we're getting more of the individual fights that is more like at the game. How much has got to be left? We're like seconds away from the climax, right? Yeah, 140 and we're at 126. Ooh, bad form. They're trying to kill the guy with the weight set. Yeah, this whole fight in the dungeon weight room thing is pretty cool. I bet this weight room is the the one that they gave Jean-Claude in his contract. They're like, dude, there'll be a weight room on set. And then he doesn't ever use it. Like, okay, we're gonna have the final karate scene there. Good hero shot. Oh, there he is with the lightning. This is a good I mean it's a bit Empire Strikes Back. Or I'm sorry, Return of the Jedi. But yeah, Raul like having his way with Jean-Claude and this, the classic bad guy lair that's falling around him, like all the fire and explosions and the things are crumbling in and these two are still fighting it out. Why? Raul flies in, Jean-Claude jumps up, does a spinning flying kick of some sort, roundhouse, whatnot, but they replay it like 3 times, so it looks like he kicked him 3 times, or else you're just supposed to understand it's like remix. Stay for the post credits. I will. Have I ever seen the Dungeons and Dragons movie from 1998? Yes, I have. Here's the thing. I actually like it because I like Jeremy Irons. Um, well, I should say what I like about it is Jeremy Irons. The rest of the stuff in it, I kind of don't like. There's that cool scene like where the carpet turns into oatmeal or whatever, and the dude sinks into it. All that's like cool and memorable. I don't know. I have some sort of personal grudge with Marlon Wayans. Like whenever I see him, my neck gets tight. I just can't enjoy the movies. I disliked all the scary movies. Um, I liked Don't Be a Menace while drinking your gin in the hood in South Central or whatever. But in general, I don't like any young Wayans stuff. I like old Wayans stuff. I like Keenan Ivory and Damon, but Marlon and Sean Wayans, like almost everything they're in, just I don't know. I guess people are allowed to have actors that just rub them the wrong way. It's a different black guy, but same shtick. They kind of just have they often just stick the one token black guy in a movie and they give them like here, be big and broad and be silly comic relief. And I don't know. Sean the young Wayans really overdo it too much. Like their performances are so big that it's hard to enjoy whatever they got going on. But yes, Irons is memorable as heck in that movie. Surprised Bruce Willis wasn't in Street Fighter. I at 94, what would he have had going on? He he would have probably been either making Pulp Fiction or was Pulp Fiction already out, but he would have been in that phase of his career, like right before it resurged. Um, oh, the Jamaican guy who was in the Friday the 13th movie. Yeah, this dude. He's the dude from Joanna Man. Um, uh, yeah, the Friday the 13th. Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby. Ooh, I shouldn't ate that burrito. Ooh, ooh. That's, I can't think of his name. It's like he was good friends with the director. Yeah, lots of just close-ups of explosions, disorienting. Like looks like maybe they lit off some sparklers. It's kind of they're just doing a lot of like stuff close to the camera, trying to get uh now the big wide shot. Okay, that's why they wanted the little ones. It's like, look, dude, we can't blow up this temple right away. Like, let's just do some smaller close-up explosions, and then maybe even do them as like luma key or yeah, do like an overlay like they did with Kong or whatever, just black. Oh, now they're arresting them all. Oh man, they got rough with that guy. That was like too good of acting. I think they just beat up an extra for our enjoyment. And it's all they're evacuating the temple. Everything's blown up. The camouflage blue group is arresting all these damn miscreants. You're lucky I don't have stuff to shoot at Golden Hour. I just transition right into Spookies or whatever. Is that the one that takes place in Manila? No, Spooky. Yeah. Bruce Willis hates Hudson Hawk with a vengeance. I dug Hudson. I actually liked Hudson Hawk too. I have a sick. That's a movie I openly admit. Like, look, no one else should have to like this movie, but I enjoy the hell out of it. That the guy who I'm bitching about in this, the big swole guy who plays Latimer in the program, he's in that too. He plays Butterfinger. Hudson Hawk is so weird. Okay, I got this idea. Me and Danny Aiello are gonna be singing bank or cat burglars, and we're gonna time everything out by like Whitney Houston songs, you know. No, go rewrite it and come back. Yeah, Raul Julia does give off a Christopher Lloyd and Who Framed Roger Rabbit vibe. Yeah, Professor Macabro likes Hudson Hawk too, because of course he does, because he's got good taste. It's just the whole thing in the Kodak horse. Like, there's a Da Vinci's horse in Hudson Hawk. That same horse is in a garden in Michigan. Like, I saw the real thing. It blew me away. Like, I'm like telling everybody else at this big museum like exhibit, hey, this is like Hudson Hawk. And they're like, what the hell are you talking about, you weirdo? Oh, giant explosions. Video. Of course, Gareth pops in. Saw Hudson Hawk on the cinema. Of course you did, Gareth, because you have nothing but good taste. Where is it? That's how I roll. That's how I roll, bro. Okay, so let's see what they're recommended. I'm not doing any more movies, but last time, oh crap, that's right. Ah, damn it.
hold on, I gotta go back. Gareth told me to watch for the post-credits scene, but Tubi did the thing where they jumped immediately to the next movie. So they went to Double Dragon, the Scott Wolf classic. Who's the other guy in that? Mark Dacascos, maybe? Okay, so there's Street Fighter. Let me go to the end. The recommend, like when Timecop ended, they showed me the big they made sure to show me all the other Van Damme movies. When Street Fighter ended, they showed me Double Dragon, Spawn, the Todd McFarlane live action one, Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren, Three Ninjas, and the Power Rangers movie. That's an interesting universe. There was no Garbage Pail Kids, so yeah, that's been settled. That debate is over. All right, let's see. Stay for the post credits. We got wrapping up. Hair and makeup. Yeah, go ahead and hide this. God damn it. Tubi did it to me again. They automatically jumped straight to Double Dragon. There we go. Okay, so here's the credits. Oh, I see. There's a post-credit scene. Better not do that thing. Okay. Yeah, they're convinced that they're going to show me the damn autoplay of Double Dragon. That's the only thing I don't like about, like, same with HBO Max. They often have like an automatic, or whatever Max it's called now. They have like the automatic jump to the next thing, like try to keep you engaged, like in case somebody fell asleep watching, and then they can claim more watch hours that way. A bunch of liars. Oh, come on. Okay, I've got 17 seconds until Double Dragon starts. And I've got it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. No, they did it again. They just won't let you. They will not let you. They won't let me see. Gareth, what happens? Let me know, man. Let me know. Tubi is running interference terribly. Let's try it one more time. Go back to Street Fighter. Jump to the end. This is how Tubi is going to get like 17 views out of Street Fighter just tonight. They're like, how did we do this? Okay, so we got the play going. $34, $35. Okay, looks like we can do it. There's the Capcom logo. Yeah, they just went straight to it. Those bastards. Bison gets resurrected. I wonder why they would do that, because they kind of knew, like, that Raul was sick, but I don't know. Maybe they were smoking the hopium. Maybe they were thinking somebody else would play him. Yeah, they go straight to Double Dragon. Scott Wolf, Mark Dacascos, Robert Paxton, and Alyssa Milano. I forgot. Yeah, I was wondering why you guys were talking about her. Oh, okay. That's why it went to black screen. Yeah, same like Masters of the Universe. Like, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, at the if you enjoyed
Double Dragon, they think you'll like Street Fighter, DOA, Spawn. There was a Tekken movie? I didn't know there was two. There's Kazuya's Revenge, Tekken 2. I don't want to watch it. I just want to see the thing. In 2039, when territories are run by corporations, a warrior rises from the streets to avenge his mother's death by entering a fighting competition, as one does. Huh. Directed by Dwight Little. I never knew there was a Tekken movie. 2011. That one just slipped right by me. Huh. Well, I think that probably wraps it up, guys. I think we did awesome. We watched Timecop, and then we just total, all abandoned, went straight into Street Fighter. You know what I mean? We didn't even ask permission. We just went right on with it. I'm proud of us. Timecop, I'm going to go ahead and give 6 out of 10. It still remains. It's arguably a 6, and it's closer to a 7. It's the cinematography of Timecop looks great. It's like such a good looking movie, jam-packed with all sorts of stupidness. It's got too much time travel gobbledygook and yeah, whatever. But the performances and the way it looked, Timecop's just really good for that. The rest of it's dumb. Street Fighter, Raul Julia dominates. He just, even, I haven't seen it in years, and looking at it now, it's all about just him dominating the screen and how he looks and everything. So Van Damme's fun. He's one of those guys where he gets to a point where he just, he's a comedic presence more than he is an imposing presence. Dwight has disowned Tekken. I didn't even know. Gareth always knows the good stuff. But yeah, I think going into September and October, I think we're going to do plenty of other streams. I've got once again, I'd like to promote that coming up on Labor Day on Video Tasty's channel. He's in the chat right now. Otherwise, you can find him in your search bar. Gareth and I will be watching The Patriot with Steven Seagal. Otherwise, take care, Nanette. Thank you so much for coming. Otherwise, I'm sure we'll probably be doing some spooky, so ramp up to scary stuff coming up. So I appreciate you guys hanging out and coming by. A little surprise pop-up movie watch-alongs. They're fun. They help me kill time, help me clear my mind. So everybody who joined the chat, everybody who stopped by and watched for a little bit, everybody who contributed in some way or another, just by being you, that's all it takes sometimes. Just being awesome. Just do your job. All right. All right. Well, you guys rule, and thank you so much. Have a good day to those who are starting their day. Have a good night to those who are ending their night. So otherwise, good night, Night Owls.